Yes.
So,
John King and Cassie.
yeah, no, the rest of the party's sleeping. They plan on ditching you the next morning. That's just how we're gonna run it. I was hoping that we could just resolve it with a quick rewind, but looks like I'll actually have to think about how to best to do it. Oh well. Anyways, so yeah. Let me go pull up a timeline. Time record. Oops. Boop. Boop. Notepad. Pop that open. Copy that to there. Good. Yeah, let's check for any encounters. They're just gonna automatically fail their checks. Your comrades. So it's a few hours until sundown. You doing anything special?
Let me check my spells real quick. I don't know if I was down any. I don't recall. Since it's been a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. First and second. I'm all the way up. Third. Fourth. All the way up. All up on spells. All up on hit points. Okay, then no. We have a couple of hours till nightfall. In which case, then, let's see. Did we have a room? Did we have room?
So
Yeah,
as you
I thought
recall, you wanted to bunk with the guardsmen and basically sell yourself as a compliment to the guard for the night before heading out. So you checked which party member was most charismatic, and wouldn't you know, the really hot lady, Yalran, she sweet talked to the guards, and she said you could have the captain's quarters if you wanted.
Okay. Didn't we do this once before? And
Mm-hmm. You were like, no, the party should stick together, so she said she'd take the captain's quarters then. The bed there was nice and large, big enough for two even.
yeah, so we'll do that like before. Yeah, I know they're ditching in the morning and all that, but still.
Yep. So yeah, the night passes without encounter. 1 second, please. Bloop. I might have to clone some stuff. I'm considering getting a whole new Discord for it, but hopefully it's not needed. If it goes more than a few sessions, perhaps. Alright. So yeah, morning comes, light shines upon Denalia.
Okay.
That is the wrong section. Here it is. Day
Wait,
234.
Should I mark them down as dead or dead to me?
Yeah, I mean, you can still cancel those stone skins if you want. I'm not gonna stop you.
Nah. I'll let it ride.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
I'm just... Where is that piece of paper?
So these two can definitely get booped off the list for a minute. Okay. So yeah, I've got Jaziel, Ecroromede, John, Cassie, and for the moment, Yalran.
Yes, it's the very last piece of paper I look at. So, yeah, we got... those people died. Yelron, human, female. Yeah, I have check marks for who's in the party currently. Erase that. Erase that one.
Let me get paint up.
Erase that one. Okay, so yeah, John, Cassie, Yelron, me, Jaziel. And we have a cart with, or a wagon with 4 horses pulling it, so yeah. Alright, so in that case, Dungeon Master, get up, eat breakfast, and pack everything away. And we believe that the orc tribe was, I believe it was somewhere to the north, maybe slightly to the east.
Mm-hmm. Beyond that, details you're not certain of.
Okay. Well, then, let's see, I have to look at the map, don't I? Silent cartographer. We are not in that area. There's Kurtopia. What is that? Hack Point?
One second. Trade point. That does look like an
Trade
H,
point.
doesn't it?
Okay, trade point. All right. So there's a road going northeast to Trade Point. They're obviously not going to be along that road, but knowing orcs and what they are, all right, we will head for that road and start using it.
Okay. Oh, that was fun. Didn't take long.
What is that? Salsalsia?
Yeah, it's a fun name
Okay.
there.
Okay, kind of like salsia, but without the tomatoes.
Alright.
Okay.
The party continues traveling across the miserable wastes of the outermost region of Cretoplia. And yeah, I am assuming that you're not running people over for the fun of it, so working your way
No,
through
not
it at a reasonable pace.
at a reasonable pace, but again, I've got my noble steed and me on point ahead of the wagon, and that should have some fear factor.
Those that aren't in tents are definitely able to dive out of the way. The city is coming to life. There's a couple people playing musical instruments, but most of the people are actually doing grunt labor, it seems. You know, tons of wagons coming in, being unloaded, distributed.
Okay.
It's a bit of a madhouse at points. The citizens gotta do
And
something all day.
yeah. And what was Yalron's destination again?
She's just looking for her brother, but she's fine tagging along with you if you're okay with that.
Okay.
He.
All right. All right. So yeah, we're headed for the road, and then we're going to use the road to Trade Point, at least halfway there.
Okie dokie. Well, after about an hour or two of travel, you reach the edge of the city again. It's not that you're moving slow, it's that the city is 20 miles wide. It's big. And moving. Huh, that was very fast. How very fast are we talking? Fast enough for me to have to check it properly. What are the odds that I actually roll up orcs? These are all indoor things. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to re-roll that. Check 2.
Yeah, some monsters are dungeon only, some monsters are outdoors only, and the really good ones are both.
Alright. As the party's traveling down the road, Ecroromede, you can give me a perception check as you're looking through your spyglass as you normally do.
Ooh, no, I failed by 4.
Alright. Well, then you can give me a normal perception check along with other party members, which I'll roll for. Cassie. Oops. John. Yalron.
Failed by 3 this time.
Oof. Alright. Well, just really quick here, make a formation. Ecroromede, you're on Jaziel in front. John's leading wagon number 1, Cassie in wagon number 2. Yelron hanging off the side of wagon 1 with her horse type of deal.
Wait, I have 2 wagons?
I believe you brought 2, did you not?
Or was it just the one? I thought it was just the one.
Oh, good news. We have a formations channel, which surprisingly to me has not been cleared yet. Would have figured certain persons were annoyed enough to do that. Yeah, no, I see 2 wagons in the travel formation. I believe there were 2.
Okay, 2 wagons it is.
Yeah.
John driving one, Cassie driving the other.
Yep. So here, I will do this for you. Alright, Gina, you can send that to me when you can, and we'll do it, okay? Okay. So, Ecroromede, yeah, you're not noticing it. Let me check Jaziel. Oh yeah, Jaziel notices it. But they notice... Yeah, they notice him, and the pack of wild dogs finds a different meal.
Okay.
Non-encounter, basically, but I have to check. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
Huh. Alright, the party's luck has turned around in terms of monster encounters. What's on this page? This is the same page as before that has only undergrounders. That's pretty impressive. Oh. Ecroromede. Give me a perception check with that spyglass of yours.
Fail by 3 again.
Wow. Okay. In this case, perception checks again. Normal. Fail.
Fail by 1. I'm wasting all of my good combat rolls.
Rip. If Dom joins voice, I'll answer that question. Give me a second. Cassie failed. Okay, but John got. Jazeel failed. Yelron. Alright, Ecroromede. John's like, whoa! And you, what'd you fail by?
1.
1. Okay, yeah, no. So, between his thing and what Yelron's gonna do, which is stop her horse and point, you will notice a black dragon way off in the distance, cresting over the horizon. Y'all are headed in a mostly northeast direction. It's kind of going from northeast down to south, but it's way off the road, way past Trade Point even. It's just, it's flying, so you can see for miles.
Okay. Alright, look at it through the spyglass, and probably at that distance I can't tell size because I've got nothing to scale it against.
That being said, this thing is black as shadow.
Okay, are we talking like a shadow with no details?
No,
or
you got the details. The scales are black iron.
Okay.
It's almost like it absorbs the light around it just because of the darkness of the scales, but you're fairly certain this is, as they are reputed to exist, a black dragon.
Yes. Not a shadow dragon, but a black dragon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a shadow dragon wouldn't be flying around in the daylight.
Well, you wouldn't think so, but...
Castle Black Skull sounds better than Castle Blue Skull.
It kind of does.
Castle Black Skull. Yeah, you know, that might be a thing.
So, is the party doing anything special with that? Yelron's kind of pulled up on her horse, which is... and the animals are slightly nervous, because a couple of them have probably picked up on the thing, but it's far away.
Yeah.
And she's kind of got her hand up, craning, looking at the thing, hand to the forehead to look up at it.
Too far for traditional dragon fear. And, yeah, okay. After seeing what direction it's going, and I'm not perceiving this as a threat.
No.
So,
something's gonna die, but you're a little too far away to be of concern of it. This is the thing. When you have a legendary creature like a dragon, the sand dragon, anything, a lot of times you're going to encounter it, but it's going to be way far off, and unless you attract its attention somehow, like do something big and flashy and it decides to come investigate, you're fine.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes it is just heading in your direction. It's like, okay, either we take a stand or we take cover now.
Yeah. So that being the case, I'm going to go ahead and just continue moving.
Right, the dragon goes down into some trees or behind a hill or something, and you'll lose track of it.
Okay. Alright, so, yes.
Alright. Now, this is a good question. How fast is the party moving? 3?
3.
Alright, give me a second. I'm just going to use some math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 2 total. 5 and 4. 4, 4, 16, 5, 5, 25, 35, 41? I think, yeah, 41. The square root of 41 is equal to, square root it. No, my bad. No, that's squared. I need the square root of it. I apologize. Multiplied by 5 plus 2 is that many miles. I get to finally crunch up some numbers. party has moved 2 hours of that, which puts them at... Give me a second. Okay. So, let's see, that puts you at that many hours there, which puts you there. It's a couple hours till lunchtime. You haven't encountered any orcs.
Okay.
Another hour passes. It's about a half hour or so till lunchtime. Oh, that's a fun thing. Yeah, the encounters are pouring in tonight. Alright. Ecroromede, perception check.
Yes, by 3.
Peering through the spyglass up ahead, you do see someone walking down the road.
Okay.
They are leading a horse behind them. The horse has some, like some stuff, some baggage of some kind tied to them. The person's kind of a younger looking guy, holding a walking staff, and the horse's reins in the other thing.
Is he armored?
He is wearing... looks like normal clothing. He does have a short sword at his side, though. So he's armed.
And he's using his horse as more like a pack mule at this point. Okay. Continue until we get within a reasonable distance to wave, that kind of thing.
Yep. Alright, well, you continue forward, and this guy does see you from a distance and gives you a wave.
Okay. We wave back.
And you wave back, and distance closes. Let me check for second encounters. No. Alright. Well, at this point you are... How far away do you want to do something away from this person, if you intend to do anything?
Get within about 30 feet. And call out to him, "Hail, traveler."
Alright, well, obviously his horse kind of tries to shy away as it gets closer. He kind of firmly grabs the reins, and... It's okay, girl. And he responds back, "Hail, traveler."
What can you tell us of the road ahead?
Pretty empty. Haven't seen any monsters, if that's what you're asking about.
We saw a dragon earlier. It was far to the northeast, headed south. High in the sky and too far away to be bothered, but still. Otherwise, the road behind us is clear as well.
I thank you for the information.
You as well. Good day.
Good day.
And we will continue, Dungeon Master.
Alright. The dude leaves his horse, and saddled onto the horse. It actually looks like a keg, now that you see it.
Okay.
Harder to tell from the front, but from the side, it's like, oh, hey, yeah, he's transporting booze of some kind, most likely. And give me a second, I need to check something. Of all the places to get a natural 20, why there? Alright. Okay. Well, that didn't happen. That's a shame. Just gonna go slide that back into a thing, and moving forward. So I mentioned it was about a half hour until lunchtime or so. Is the party stopping after the half hour?
Yeah, we'll stop.
Hey.
That's given us, how many hours of travel outside of the city?
About 3.5.
About 3.5? Okay. Alright, so, take care of the horses and eat our food. I'm down to iron rations now, but I'm not feeding the whole gaggle anymore. I assume Cassie and John and Yelron have their own.
They can eat their own.
Okay, good. That was getting
Actually, you're fairly certain Yelron picked out something she ate yesterday, or picked at yesterday, and picks at it again.
Okay. Alright, so, Yeah, after the horses are well rested and watered and fed, and we are too, then we will mount back up and continue to travel.
Alright. Since I know the question's probably weighing on your mind, you think you're about 1/3 or so to a quarter of the way between
Yeah.
Kertopoly and Trade Point.
Okay. Well, I've been kind of doing some mental math on my own with it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mama.
I figured you were gonna ask, and I did just roll an intel thing.
No, I'm not. Why did you think that? I usually do. But why would you think that?
Alright, I see that you are distracted.
Yeah. Not so much distracted as just...
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if you were still at the thing. Well, in that case, another hour passes,
Okay.
and another.
Okay. Now, by my mental math, if we're going about 3 miles an hour, we've had about 5.5 hours of travel. So that should be 16.5 to 17 miles that we've traveled. And by my reckoning, the road between those two cities is about 30 miles. So we should be at about the midway point or a little past that.
Yeah, that
So-
math checks out as far as you can tell.
So Dungeon Master, without getting a straight line and actually measuring the road and checking it against the grids for actual distance, that's a pretty good estimate based on my eyeballs.
I mean,
So
I just decided the official distance, and you're pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So we're going to slow down, and I'm going to look for tracks and sign on either side of the road, but mostly on the left.
Okay. What's your percentage?
Okay, tracking is... Wrong page. Tracking 50.
Well, there are definitely a lot of tracks. This area is wooded and hilly, as I've described before. Tons of different animals and such make their tracks everywhere, and it takes a little bit to sift and pick through them all. As far as footprints, orcs don't exactly have, like, bare, split hooves like, say, Clyde would have, where it's like, ah, yes, these are horse tracks. So
No,
you wouldn't be
they
able to
were-
specifically pick out these orcs. They probably have boots of some kind, shoes.
Yeah.
So as far as that goes, you do see boots, but you can't determine if it's orc, hobgoblin, goblin. You know, it looks human-sized.
Okay. Is it using the road or is it going off-road?
It is off-road.
Okay. That's what we want. All right. So,
It is on the left-hand side, bearing true north, basically.
okay.
Alright, I need to do some quick measurements of my own now. Dang it. You are about there, roughly. Okay, I know where you are.
So we need to find an area where we can move the wagons and horses to, where they won't be immediately visible by travelers on the road, if there is such an available copse of trees nearby that we can get them behind.
Hey, there's something that could work.
Okay. All right, avail that and see what my people want to do, if they want to stay with the wagons, or do one of them want to come with me, or what?
Well, Cassie is all for an adventure. Actually, she mentions it's kind of been born the past month or so. So she's willing to go with you. John, you know, you're my liege. I do as you command. If you command me to stay, I will stay. If you command me to go, I'll go. I'm impartial either way. Can't say I'm particularly eager to go throw myself at a bunch of orcs, but you there,
Okay.
obviously. Nothing bad can happen permanently.
And what about Yelron? Does she want to accompany me to the orcs or stay with the wagons?
Yeah, sure, she'll go. She doesn't expect to find her brother there, but welcome distraction.
Okay. Well, in that case, John, he's well armed, right?
And John has his longsword, he's got a bow, a medium metal shield, he's got rations, bandages,
Okay.
he's got that scimitar.
All right. Well, John, stay with the wagons and the horses. Try to protect those, but obviously your life is more valuable. So
Alright, he gives you a salute.
All right. Now, Dungeon Master, is this going to be something that Jaziel is going to be able to get through the brush as well? Or is that going to be hard going?
It should be reasonably well. There are some points, but the thing about Jaziel is he can always shift. Although, wait, hold
Yeah.
on, living matter blocks, that's right. Then again, he can always fly.
Yeah. But
Kind of
then
like a really obvious thing, though. Like, the thing goes into the air, so if they have something on lookout, it's like, holy shit, flying horse, and they all hunker down.
So, I'm thinking at this point, Jaziel would be best if he stayed with John and the wagons. And that way, if something too terrible pops up, the two of you can just abscond and rendezvous with me at some point. Obviously, if it's not a major threat, y'all should be able to save the horses and the wagons. How does Jaziel feel about that?
Well, without, like, reading his mind, it's hard to say, but he'll give you a nod. Seems like
Okay.
he's agreeable to the idea.
Okay. And of course, y'all can do some light hunting as long as you keep close and make sure you're within earshot or whatever of each other. All right, then. That's about the best I can do for defending my property that I can't take with me at this point.
Can't put the wagons in your bag of holding, sadly.
Nope.
Imagine if you could, though. It would be so busted. Hold on, give me a second. He just reaches in and starts pulling out, bit by bit, a wagon.
Yeah, that's what I need, a collapsible wagon. Yeah, it could be a thing.
I mean, you could make certain parts fold, but it would still be too big to fit into what amounts to a small sax opening.
Aha!
There's no way.
Because I use magic, not mechanics.
I suppose, yeah, if, like, you invented a spell that could shrink an object into the size of, say, what are they called? A matchbox car. Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
Pretty
Super
powerful
shrink.
spell just to keep a wagon on your person, but it's not impossible.
Hey, no, you think about that shit. That's like Steve and all the shit he can carry in his inventory.
Keep in mind that conservation of mass implies that the weight would remain the same.
Yeah, but this is magic, not the laws of science.
Alright, invent the spell. Tell you what, invent it. If you invent it, you can do that shit all day long.
Okay, because think about it. That's the thing about Steve. If he was actually carrying that much gold,
Steve is clearly a minor level reality warper.
He'd collapse into his own black hole. So obviously, when he picks something up and puts it in his inventory, he has shrank that shit down super small and all but completely negated its weight.
No, he's a fucking troll. He eats it and then shits it out later.
Oh, well, yeah.
Good times.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you want to invent shrink object, I suggest you save that for later. In the meantime.
Yeah. In the meantime, moving forward. Okay, so it's 3 of
about
us.
11 and a half miles up the road. The tracks head due north.
All right, then start following those tracks. I'll be in the lead.
You got 50% on your tracking.
Yeah, following that, of course, going slow. And I don't know if Cassie and Yelron are going to be side by side or single file behind me. And I need that nicotine fix Dungeon Master, so I'll be right back. Yes, finally. We're moving.
Alright, we'll go side by side. Cassie left, Yelron right. Take your time, Gina. I have an interesting way to bring you into the campaign. Oh, that does remind me, since Grills is away. So you have on your sheet that you worship Lolith, the spider goddess thingy. That's definitely going to be canon with, like, other campaigns, but Denali, I don't really have the drill fleshed out that well. If you'd like to try and do that, feel free. If it's just like, this is your character's quirk where they've heard about this spider goddess and they worship her, okay, I can work that in. And yeah, just bear that in mind. That was kind of just you put a thing out there, and I'll try and work with you on it. But heads up next time, please, because it's like, imagine if that comes up. I serve Lawleth. I'm sorry, I'm the dungeon master. You serve what? It can be whoever you want. There's various pantheons of gods, and it's not impossible. There's people that worship devils, demons, and daemons, and so forth. So if you want to keep with that, we can keep with that. I'll just establish canon off of it. It's your character, your choice. But it's also entirely possible you'll end up being the very weird guy of like 20 whole people that worship this person. Up to you. That being said, she is like an archdevil or something, so...
Who, Lolth?
Wolf, yeah. I'll look it up. She's Monster Manual 2 material.
Fiend Folio.
Oh, that's right. The artwork should have tipped me off. Yeah, I think I have a good way of getting Gina into the campaign.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. We are traveling.
Alright. Up to you, my dude. Anyways, back to the campaign, traveling. So as I noted, Mead, you're in the center, doing your tracking thing, looking for tracks, so on and so forth. Cassie's going to be behind you 5 feet to the left, and Yalron 5 feet to the right. You all resemble very similarly a group of 3 brothers who are traveling near the Chasm of Groth. Except for one of you is a human woman of unnatural comeliness, the other is a human woman of decent strength and a magic sword and armor, and the other is Ecroromede, so not at all. Oh man, the orcs are gonna think they're your consorts. You travel with a walking harem.
That speaks very well in orc society, you know.
Mm-hmm. He who lays with many women. Many beautiful women, too. Anyhow, moving back into the land of tasteful things, you lose the trail after about 5 minutes.
Alright.
You've reached a clearing, and at this point you can't pick up the thing again. You're like tipping your head, looking this way, going down to the ground, looking for boot prints.
Check for traps.
What's your percent?
Percentage on traps. Also 50.
Well, Ecroromede, I almost called you Clyde because that's your name in the server. Yeah. Look around carefully, maybe find a nearby stick, and after verifying it doesn't look trapped yet, use it to poke at stuff. I assume you're just checking the area around you? Is there...
Yeah,
I haven't described the clearing well enough to give you a thing for you to be like, oh, I check out the tree in the middle, type of deal.
Yeah, how big is this clearing?
It's about 80 feet long, and wide is kind of hard to go because trees come in and out, anywhere from 20 feet to 40 feet. Not particularly large, but there could have been things here. There is a tree in the middle. It's just a tree, as far as you can tell. You actually look up in the thing and be like, oh, maybe the orcs are perched up there like birds with bows. And no, looks empty.
Yeah, because I have no way to detect it.
So the area in front of you looks fine as far as traps go. No snares, no pits, no spikes.
Okay. Look around very, very carefully from where I'm standing. Just looking, because, you know, I'm thinking extemporaneously, I believe is the right word. If I were the orcs and I left some tracks from the road, the first thing I would do is either set up a trapped area or an ambush point. And this looks like a good ambush point.
It does.
Which means it's also good for a trap point. Or it could be a combination trap ambush.
I do love my traps. You should see that dungeon. So how long are you devoting to this action? You've got Cassie muttering, what is it, from behind you to the left, and Yelron is surprisingly quiet to the right.
Okay.
In fact, do perceptions of that. Yeah, you could swear, you can hear Cassie, you know, breathing occasionally. You haven't heard Yelron breathe for like the past 5 minutes.
Okay. Alright, I will... move cautiously forward, checking for traps as we go, and I'll whisper to them, this is a perfect site for an ambush or a trap. And then I'll again. Move forward. Maybe this is just where they decided to cover their tracks for a bit to throw off any pursuit. But then again, it could be like I speculated. So I'm checking for traps as I go. And since it's pretty much about, you said 80 feet in front, and the width varies.
Yep, anywhere from 20 to 40 feet based on trees growing in. It's not a perfect circle,
Okay.
obviously.
So yeah, keeping alert to my surroundings and looking around, check for traps. Look around, check for traps.
All right.
This may take a while, but still better cautious than bloodied.
I'm just gonna assign this much time to this because I assume you're doing a decent job. You're not like checking every single blade of glass, obviously, but you don't want to leave the square 10 feet untouched.
Right. I don't want to.
So after a decent bit of time, Cassie at first she was kind of tensed up, but as it started to, nothing happened, she eased up a bit. And Yelron says she's helping you look too, and says she doesn't see anything. And yeah, after a bit of time, call it maybe 10 to 20 minutes, you have to confess you don't see anything,
Okay.
including tracks.
Right. All right. So continue to the. Did this put us at the other side of the 80-foot clearing?
At this point, yeah, I would have had you towards the other end of the 80-foot clearing, as that would have been a logical thing.
Start checking for tracks again.
Alright. Yep, nothing.
Nothing? Okay, check to the left, check to the right.
And believe it or not, your conditions are actually optimal, because only a couple days ago you recall it was very muddy and stuff, so any tracks would be fresh. You know what? That's a tiny chance, but I'll give it to you. Let's see if you make it. Nope. Rip.
Nope. Okay. All right.
Quick question for you two fellas. I was just looking through the gear, and there is quiver that holds 12 arrows and a quiver that holds a score of arrows. What's the difference between a score and a dozen?
A dozen is 12. A score is 20.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All good.
Okay, Dungeon Master, time for some drastic action.
You're doing it, ain't you?
Get Cassie and Yoran to keep watch, and I'm breaking out the crystal ball.
Alright, well, Cassie's used to it, but Yelron's like, really? What is that?
A divination tool.
Huh. Gorgeous. Alright, I'll keep watch.
I'll sit down and I will attempt to scry on the shaman.
Okie dokie. Boom. Connection established. Shaman is somewhere, probably underground. He's by some table or something. He's mixing some paints or something together. There's a open papyrus scroll nearby that he's occasionally referencing.
Papyrus scroll that what?
There's writing on the papyrus scroll. You don't recognize the language instantly. Yeah, he's looking at it, then going back to what he's doing and mixing something together.
Okay. Make the telepathic connection.
Okay, you establish connection.
Greetings.
He maintains his composure and doesn't spoil what he's doing, but it's a start. Whoa! Oh, right, you.
Yes. You know the man city Kurtoplia?
Affirmative.
How far from it is the tribe?
Some 15 miles to the north. I do not know for certain. I myself do not venture out that far.
I am close.
Shall I warn the chief? Tell him to prepare, or would you rather surprise him?
I would rather surprise him. Can you send someone to meet me at the road?
We can send a party, but it might take a few days. We are not that close to the road. We have them come back a half week later with the food type of deal.
Is there a landmark or something, a trail.
Not anything like an established trail, but like they know, oh, over by this hill over here, if you then follow this stream a little bit, and then there's this tree type of deal. Is that the type of stuff you're looking for, Grills?
Yeah, but if he doesn't travel it himself that often, he probably doesn't have a good mental picture where it's
Nope.
the troops that do.
Mhm.
Okay. Can I get him to concentrate on what his surroundings look like?
Such as the room that he is in.
Room that he's in, or anything nearby? Do they have a wall?
They're
Or
inside a
switch?
cave. He's
They're
got this
inside.
small little corner over here to work his spells.
Yeah, but outside the cave, do they have any kind of defenses? Or
Their biggest defense is camouflage. The cave is surprisingly well hidden. But
okay,
he can think of like he's gone outside to the clearing out front of the cave type of deal, or one nearby.
okay.
So he can
If-
give you that, but he doesn't have perfect memory. Here's the spoiler alert. So any error he has would be transferred onto you if you're trying to do something clever with teleport.
Yeah, I was thinking about just that. If they had some kind of a parapet or anything, but their entire tribe is layering underground apparently, and they're going on their location being hidden as their best defense instead of any kind of barricades or fortifications. All right. Can he go outside and look around?
All right, he's a little out loaf to part what he's doing, but he'll put down the mortal pestle thing that he's got. I need to check really quickly how long you can keep the connection up. By the way, sorry. Page 141 of the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Well, I can tell you this much: I'm not going over 20 minutes.
Yes, obviously. Chance of locating viewing period and frequency. Subject is there, so we did that. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, well, he'll put down what he's working on and start heading out. And, yeah, they're inside a cave. It's dark, gloomy, smelly, undoubtedly. Obviously, the details you get right now are Sight and his own thoughts. And obviously, he and you both run off of infravision, so he's able to navigate. But, well, infravision doesn't really help when you need to picture the place to teleport to it, is the issue.
No.
That being said, he does come outside, and it's about like 2 or 3 in the afternoon right now. Denali
Right.
lunchtime got moved from 12 to 2 because it was confusing for adventurers because lunchtime came quicker. So that's something I've changed recently. Anywho, he looks around for you a bit. It's been about
Okay.
10 minutes since you first established contact.
Okay, I'm looking for anything like a tree with branches or something 10 feet off the ground.
There are some trees with branches that could suit your purpose. If you landed on them, they might break, though. The trees around here are kind of not so great. A little dead looking.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Get him to focus on one of the stronger looking ones. And since we're using normal vision, I'm soaking that photographic memory into the print room.
Alright, you are taking note.
Okay.
After about 5 or so minutes of said note-taking, you believe you've got it memorized.
Okay. That being the case, I will thank him for his time, and I'm not sure how soon I will be there, but it will be soon. And he did say that usually the troops go out and they're back a week later.
Within a week to half a week, depending.
Okay.
A lot of times they head towards the road, find something, and either killed by it or, kill it and bring it back.
Okay. Then I'll thank him for his time and wish him luck on his project.
Alright. You breaking off the connection there?
Unless he has something more to say.
No. He's definitely nervous about it. Oh boy, big things happening. Gotta play my cards right.
Okay,
Anyhow.
All right.
Give me a second, Gina.
They go on foot, so they travel slower. So a day and a half to get to the road, day and a half back. but sometimes they'll stay out for 3 days in addition. That's just hunting. So that should put them right about there. Okay.
I'm very curious where there is.
Okay, my calculations, if you go to the city of Kurtoplia itself, see that center line running north-south?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so line up on that, go up 1, 2, 3. These blocks are 5 by 5, correct?
5 mile by 5 mile, give or take.
Okay, so right above the P of Kurtoplia, that intersection, right? About there. That's where I'm thinking they are, because that accounts for the time for them to get from there to the road. And either they find something, they kill it, they turn around, they're right back. 3 days' time.
I want to give meta.
Okay.
I want to give
Or they
meta.
stay out hunting till they find something or get eaten. Now, I could be off by 5 miles. They could be a little bit more north, one more block.
I want to give meta so bad.
I know, but you're not going to.
I'll have to save it for later.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, once you find them, I can give it proper.
All right. So, put away the crystal ball and explain what I've divined to the two of them. So we're heading back to the wagons.
Okay. Funny enough, I just checked their encounters at the wagons. Alright, you didn't travel for too long before you found the clearing, so you actually get back to the wagons fairly quick.
Okay.
That puts you at about... I'm going to advance you to here just for easy numbers. Alright.
Okay. So, did we make it back to the wagon?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm messaging someone really quickly, and they messaged me something pretty personal and upsetting, and I'm just trying to be sympathetic. I apologize.
Okay,
for the
take your
delay.
time, take your time.
Okie dokie.
All right.
That being said, I'm good now. So yeah, you're back at the wagons. Call it about 4 or so p.m.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to get a stick and clear an area in the dirt and draw a crude map of the area as I understand it, and share the information that I got with the whole party as they currently are, including Jaziel and, of course, John.
Oh yeah, Jaziel and John are fine. I should have specified that.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So, anyhow, they think to be about 15 miles north of the city, which should be here. And since it takes blah, 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 this much time for their hunters to go out, hunt, and return. So, you know, explain my triangulation method, basically. So instead of losing the wagons or part of the party's strength to thieves, bandits, random monsters, and shit, we're going to go back to Kurtoplia, exit through the north, either over a wall, through a gate, something, and we will proceed on foot. That way the wagons and horses can stay behind, nobody will have to guard them, and we will all be ready and able. So, let's head back to Kurtoplia, team. And Dungeon Master, I know it's getting close to dark, and we've got about 15 miles to cover.
We've got a few hours yet till dark.
Okay. We're going to push a little. This won't be hard for Jaziel, but the horses have had a good little afternoon respite. So I'm thinking 3.5 to 4 miles an hour back to Kurtoplia.
You going for 4?
Going to try for 4, but, you know, not going to kill the animals, or if it starts getting dark, risk a broken leg and a gopher hole kind of shit.
These are draft horses, correct?
Yes, sturdy animals. And it's 4 to a wagon, so they're not... And the wagon's damn near empty. except for the drivers. So
4 to a wagon. Normal pull rate is that. Wagons weigh that much. Alright, yeah. 4 miles per hour seems doable, but you'd be hard-pressed to push it past there. Obviously, terrain, it's like, oh, we're going uphill, they're losing speed. We're going downhill, they're gaining a bit of speed, but,
yeah,
You of course know that draft horses have 12 tens of yards as their maximum movement rate. That being said, you could whip them into a frenzy, but that would start killing them.
yeah, not going to do that.
So keeping them at their normal, comfortable rate, you should be able to push them to 4 fairly easily. Now, any
Okay.
Teamster or Link Boy worth their salt and being paid by the hour will, of course, suggest, oh no, don't push him that hard.
Yeah, because he's getting paid by the hour. Okay. So, yeah, we're headed back to Catoplia. I guess I should have scried before wasting a day on the road.
Alright. After approximately 3.5 or so hours, it starts to get dark.
Okay. At 3.5 hours, that would be 14 miles. Okay. Yeah, we'll slow it back down to 3 miles an hour, Dungeon Master, because we should be able to make it back to the city in that hour's time, if my math is correct. And again, me and Jaziel in the lead. I've got infravision, so even as it's getting dark, the party should have no trouble following me. And plus, I've got that torch for John to hang on with the continual light thingy. So that ought to provide plenty of light for wagons 1 and 2.
Yep. And your math is correct on this count. The party makes it back to Cryptoplia at about an hour or so after nightfall. There are guard patrols, and Jaziel comes up, but you've also illuminated yourself like a beacon, so it's like, okay, if they were trying to attack, they've shined the biggest flashlight. There's a small welcoming party, but seeing you and them, it's like, I'm not dealing with this shit.
Okay.
And you pass unchallenged.
Okay, so, yeah. This puts us in the outer ring, correct? Where it's kind of... Okay.
Divide the city up into thirds as like the layers of an onion. You're in the third layer, the smelly layer.
Yeah. So I gotta mark off dinner. No biggie there. So yeah, Dungeon Master, we'll find a comfortable-ish looking spot. And we'll set camp and eat. And of course, take care of the horses and the wagons.
Alright. You find a decent spot one way or the other.
Okay. And yeah, if any of my party has any questions about what we're doing tomorrow, now is the time to ask. Before we all settle down into sleep for the night.
Well, just DMing to player here. Your plan is basically go to the orcs, tell the chief to come with you to a wonderful land where he will rule his tribe, and your stronghold will tower over them and guard them, type of deal.
We're going to find the orcs. I am going to convince them that they will live better, longer lives working for me than living the savage, brutal life that they're used to in the wilds here. And then they will come back with us.
All right.
Okay.
Alright, so at this time... Alright, encounter rolls for the night. Obviously one member of the party would have wanted clarification on that point, but yeah, their role is basically accompany you, look tough.
Yeah.
Yalron's just along for the sightseeing. Hadn't seen an orc tribe before? Very curious. Oops.
Okay.
Huh, that's finally an encounter.
So there are 4 of us, plus Jaziel. And I'm sure Jaziel wants to do some hunting during the dark hours.
Yes, he does.
Alright, in that case, yeah, shit. Set Cassie up with first watch. John will take second. I will take third. So we're looking at 3.5, 4 hours each. How many hours of nighttime are we looking at here, Dungeon Master?
12. Easy
12?
numbers.
Okay, so yeah, 4 hours each. And before I go to bed, John, would you like to be stronger?
John accepts. Dice it.
Okay.
It's after that.
Max, Dungeon Master, solid 8.
Nice. Okay, John has a strength rating over to there. That puts him over to there.
For the next 10
He is
hours.
swole.
Okay. That being done,
I mean, realistically, he should look the same. It's just that he's dweemered to be a lot stronger. I don't think it actually changes your muscle mass.
yeah, it doesn't. So with that, I'll take 6 minutes to get another spell in that place.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to get sleep, Dungeon Master, because, yeah, 8 hours if we don't have encounters. And then we're on the road again.
Yep. Well, Cassie and John's watch pass fine enough, and you're on your watch. There's city watchmen patrolling occasionally. They aren't bothering you. Are you bothering them?
No.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Yes, with a 2.
I know, you're getting bored of this, but wouldn't you believe it? So yeah, Ecroromede, obviously, as you patrol around and such, you're keeping an eye on companions, everything of note. Yaron doesn't move around in her sleep. She just... Yeah, it's hard to tell if she's breathing sometimes. You look at her, she's in the same spot as she was 3 hours ago. She hasn't moved.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm letting you have a chance to do something with that if you want.
No.
As you undoubtedly pick up, it's singularly unnerving. That ain't right. Something is wrong. Anywho, the rest of the night does pass without encounter. Morning comes. Light shines upon Denalia, day 235.
Okay. Yeah, wake my companions.
Alright, companions waken.
Okay. We'll take care of the horses, eat our breakfast, routine shit like that. And then we're going to start towards the northern part of the city. And Dungeon Master, I am keeping my eyes open for people because I need to hire a pair of hands.
Oh, there are tons of people about. That's not the question, but you're trying to look for someone who appears stalwart, and the answer is they all look hungry.
Yeah, I need somebody who looks smart enough to be able to feed and water horses. And, yeah.
I mean,
Dungeon Master, the plan is leave Jaziel as insurance.
Alright, well, that does change things. Obviously, you're not going to be able to tell horse tending credentials at a glance. That being said, there's one or two fellows fairly early on, and they're clearly able to wake up on time with the sun and do things.
Okay.
They could do it, maybe.
Looking for somebody that looks, well, I'm sure they all look desperate, but not too damn desperate.
Oh, there's a couple that aren't quite as scrawny as the others.
Okay. All right, we'll call out.
Ecroromede, you have your pick of the flock here. There's so many people.
Okay, call out. You there? Would you like a job?
All right. What's your charisma?
Oh. My charisma?
I know what it is.
7 for humans.
Yeah, now they look at you and kind of nervously, yes, sir, can I help you?
Maybe. Do you know how to feed a horse?
Yeah.
Do you know how to water a horse?
Yeah, if you mean just give them water in a trough, then yeah, I can do that.
Okay. You know how to yell at somebody to leave the damn horses and wagons alone?
Yeah.
Okay. How would you like a job for the next week?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm willing to pay you the princely sum 5 gold for that week.
His eyes bug out. Yeah, I'll do it.
And there's food involved.
Checking for heart attack. Okay, he lives.
Now, there's a downside to this job. If you try running off or my wagons, my noble steed here, Jaziel, will eat you.
He looks kind of frightenedly at Jaziel. Jaziel looks pointedly at him, and forked tongue licks over fangs, and...
Jaziel, say yes for the man.
Jaziel nods.
Jaziel, tell the man no.
Jaziel shakes his head and licks those teeth.
I believe you have a basis for communicating with my noble steed now, do you not?
No, I'm sorry, no. And he scampers off. He is scared out of his mind.
All right. Well, we will try this interview process a few more times as we go to the north part of town.
All right. Nope. Oh no. Almost, but again, scared off. These people were attacked by demons. The horse is definitely having a big effect on them when it comes to the yes/no portion. It's like, shit, that thing's intelligent.
Try not to lick your teeth at them. That scares people.
He does this clicking thing with his teeth that you translate into fine. Yeah. Wow, these are some of the most abysmal dice rolls I've ever seen. You've got to be shitting me. I haven't rolled under 50. Nope. You're actually getting towards the edge of the city at this point.
Okay.
Jesus. Alright, no, you actually got to the end of the city, and basically every single person, some of them were not greedy enough to begin with, others stepped out at one point or the other, no one makes it to the end, and they're like, yeah, I'll do it. I don't know what to say, that was unreal.
Okay, we'll look for a guard station.
Alright, there's one not too far.
Okay. Guardsmen, call out to one of them.
Alright. The guards look on over. One of them, goes for a spear, but they're not leveling it. Just, oh, if this thing attacks me, I'm attacking back type deal.
I have business that takes me out of the city, but I need to go on foot. And I need someplace to leave my wagons and horses and someone that would care for them. I don't know if you men would have any interest in using them while I was absent, and keeping them safe for me at the same time.
The men look back and forth. Your charisma is a 7 for humans. Huh. The city can make use of your generous temporary donation.
And when I return, I can inquire here as to their whereabouts and reclaim them?
Yes. Horses will
Very
be
well.
fed, brushed, cared for.
They have food on the wagons and a modest supply of water currently. And I'll get this fellow's name, which I don't expect you to have a random
Guardsman Flan. Haha.
Okay, Guardsman Flan. All right. In which case, I will instruct the party, dismount, get anything you need that we have on the wagons. And, yeah, turn that over to Guardsman Flan, get a good look at his face so I know him.
Devoting him to later, just in case you come back and it's like, Guardsman who? We don't have a Guardsman Flan here. Because they would. You know they would. Wagons go for 150 gold pieces.
Well, we'll walk them to the guard station and get a good look at a couple of the others.
Yep, playing clever. So, yeah. You passed your charisma check by soaring colors, and they failed their basic opposition. The whole thing is like, yeah, okay. They were gonna go tell you, yeah, there's stables inside the city. Just turn around, head that way for a few miles, get past the gate. There's a gate charge, and yeah, you all set. pay them money, they'll take care of it for you. But
Yeah,
turns out they could use.
I could have paid, but since I don't know how long I'm going to be gone, and these guys don't get paid a lot, and here's a chance that they could do some side work, like horses, wagons, hauling shit around on the sly, tax free. Fuck yeah!
Yep.
And now I don't need to. Now I don't need to leave Jazeel behind.
Yep. All right.
All right. So with that, Dungeon Master, we will proceed to the center of the north wall, or the nearest.
I mean, there isn't a north wall anymore. There's the crumbled ruins of it at points.
Okay, then we don't need to find a Sally Gate.
Oh look, there was probably a tower. That nub of stone sticks out almost 8 feet tall. Kind of. Oh wait, hold on. Someone leaned against it. It fell down. Actually, there is some work here and there trying to construct a new thing, but they don't have enough supplies. They've got people putting it up, and it's like, okay, pass up the next stone. That was the last of it. Oh, fuck, get another shipment.
Oh, they've got all sorts of crumbled stone laying around, but the people are too tired and hungry to be turned into a conscripted labor force.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you got to feed workers. If you can't feed them, they can't work. So you're sitting there waiting.
Yep.
Anyhow, that being the case, Dungeon Master, we are going to start heading north.
Alright, heading on north. Now, party is traveling through some relatively thickly wooded stuff again.
Yes. So again, I'll be on the point. I'll ask Jazeel if he'll bring up the rear.
He'll nod.
Okay. And you three in between. Probably Cassie, John, then Yelron. Because by now I know John's strength spell has wore off. It's been over 10 hours.
Yes, it has.
But, yeah.
Right.
And of course, I'll try to select a path that will accommodate Jazeel, since he's wider and just in general bigger. He can't squeeze through some things that we could, and I don't expect him to try. So if I can't walk between two trees comfortably, then I'm going around.
Mm-hmm. Alright, and the party's obviously trying to make good time through here, but the thicker forests and such,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Dungeon Master, since I know that the density of the forest is going to affect our speed, I'll try to keep track of how far we've gone based on time and speed,
Mm-hmm. You're doing the math.
Because I'm aiming for 15 to 20 miles, but when I hit that 15-mile marker, that's when I need to start being super alert for, like, tracks and trees that look a certain way.
Yep. Okay. Well, you travel, and, at first it's very easy, because right outside the thing, it's miasma, but there's still plenty of open space. There's various crop fields that are being worked upon by laborers empowered with magic crystals, where they have a central guard or guard cluster around a bigger crystal, and they're working within its range, and, the cluster moves around as they farm. They had to be very innovative when it came to farming things, to get everything in reasonable amounts of time with only one crystal that was of a larger size type deal. Anyways, so there was obviously that big area of farmland that you got to pass through first, and for a city this big, it had to be even bigger than you'd expect. So that actually takes a few hours all onto itself.
Okay.
That being said, it's about lunchtime when you're clear of it.
Okay, Dungeon Master, we will stop and eat.
The food goes in, the tummy's going num num num, and that puts you to that many hours is what you need. You've done that many.
And while you're figuring all that out, I need to go get another soda.
Yep, go get your soda.
And I'm due for more nicotine, because it's a little more intense when you don't have any cannon fodder, or not much cannon fodder.
You do, they're called henchmen.
Okay, these guys aren't cannon fodder. I can trust them. Oh, you like that jab, don't you?
I do.
The PCs I could only trust so far. These these guys that I can trust a little bit more. So I got the soda, now I'm going for the nicotine. I'll back into the last. Okay. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yes. So after we eat, we will continue.
Passing some time over to there. Nope. Alright, the party hits the wooded area, and you're able to get through without having to cut through it like the Corvos did. It's not exactly a jungle or anything.
Okay.
Okay. That said, about 4 more hours after, you've already spent like 3 or 4 just getting as far as you did. That puts
Okay.
you to about there. It's maybe an hour or so till nightfall.
Okay.
And you still think you've got a little bit of a ways to go before you hit that 15-mile marker.
All right. We've got an hour till nightfall.
Thereabouts.
All right. Keep going for another hour.
Alright. Wow. If there are monsters in the woods, they fear you. Or maybe Jazil's making them blah, 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 blah. Stay back. Jesus, cannot talk. Alright, you go for about another hour. Dusk quickly approaches.
Okay. In that case, we will set up camp for the night, marking off another ration. We don't have horses to take care of, so that's out of the way. And let's see here. Who's getting what tonight?
Alright. I made a quick campsite formation. Cassie to the north, John to northeast, Yalron to east. Mead, you're outside the firelight. Given that those would be your companions' cardinal directions, and obviously this is subject to change as based on conditions with the road and such. Do you want to be outside firelight north, northeast, south, you know?
South. Okay. And of course I expect Jazeel is going to go on his nightly hunt.
Jazeel does tend to do that.
Okay. And of course, yeah, I think it goes beyond saying he'll be back at first light or real quick into it.
At this point, that's more than just an established routine. That's just canon.
Okay, so again, we're going to go with, we're going to have a campfire, of course. That way the two of them can see good. And, well, I should say 3, because I don't know if Yelron can see in the dark or not. She's probably not half-orc. So, that being said, we've got a fire. We're in woodlands, so firewood should not be an issue.
Yep. Don't worry about that formation and watch schedule too much. The night passes without encounter.
Oh. Okay.
I swear to God.
All right. In that case, Dungeon Master, we will get up and eat. And I'm marking off another ration.
Advancing time. Yeah, I'm sorry to just kind of cut across you there, but I just rolled 12 D100 and not a single one was in the acceptable range.
That's fine. I'm not complaining. Because I think we're just going to stay with the watch schedule we've been having with Cassie, John, me. And until such time as it changes, which I anticipate probably Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Okay. So we are moving again until I think we've hit about that 15-mile mark.
Alright. So, party picks up and moves. Shocker of all shockers, it only took you about an hour, and this is to the best of your guesstimate based off of an intel check. Yep. You think you're in the right place.
Okay.
In the sense that that's the mile marker. As you look around, you're not seeing any of the familiar landmarks.
Okay. Try some tracking real quick. See if I pick up any trails of
Oh, hell yeah.
humanoid variety.
Hell yeah. There are
Yes.
some humanoid trails there leading from your position southwest and northeast. Like they're going in that in those cardinals.
All right, northeast it is then. Follow those tracks. Are these fairly obvious, or?
They're decently obvious, yeah. It clearly wasn't expected to be a thing. What's your intel again? You got that? You know, there's
17.
something funky about these tracks. It looks like something was dragged. In fact, looking at how the Earth was moved, it was dragged not to the northeast, but to the southwest.
Huh. Are there any other kinds of tracks mixed in?
Looks like just things that are about man-sized and weighted, wearing boots. Obviously, heavier things have deeper footprints.
Yeah. So the man-sized things were dragging something to the southwest.
Something on legs, it looks like, because there's two furrows being dug close together.
That or they had it on a travois.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I can always find out about that later. Unless
maybe you've overshot and the layer is to the southeast or southwest.
Could be. Anyhow, we're going to keep going northwest for at least an hour.
I assume you mean northeast where the tracks are going, obviously.
Northeast, yeah.
Alright, you travel for about an hour. You lose the trail at points, pick it up again, lose it again. Double back, find it, lose it, find it.
Okay, am I seeing any of these runty-looking trees from my scrying expedition?
No, trees seem pretty healthy in this location. I should actually be there, I just realized.
Okay. Give it another hour.
Huh. The dice just don't want to play, girls.
No?
Alright, again, assuming you're trying to follow the tracks, they start to veer more to the, where are you at? They start to veer more pure north at this point. And at this point, yeah, the tracks seem a lot more, heading away from, like, heading towards you, like you're following them backwards type of deal.
Okay. All right, then we're going to turn around. I'll explain to the party, you know, what I've been seeing with the tracks. And I didn't know if it was a hunting party dragging equipment or something on like that travois type sled without wheels. But it looks more like they were dragging game home that way. So we go the other direction, Dungeon Master.
Mm-hmm. Let me check this then. Alright, 1 second. What's the size of this? Number appearing. Okay. And they did that. Give me a perception check as you start heading back the way you came.
Fuck, I rolled a 19. So
Rip.
no.
Nope. 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 Wow. Why is this not combat rolls? That was a 19, 18, and 17.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, the party passes by the the Dakons, the intelligent gorilla things, without seeing them, and the Dakons are too smart to attack the party, especially because they don't attack except to recover treasure or in self-defense. You wandered past them without seeing them, and they just... Alright, just keep quiet,
Sat
wait.
there like bumps.
Watched you, and y'all just passed on right by. Moving forward.
Yep.
Oops. Drop my D10 again. Ah. I need a dice rolling tower.
Oh, did you see the pictures that Gina posted?
Possibly.
I think that was in the Cohol images. I'm looking for it.
Alright. You spend about another hour and a half, because, you know, it's less tracking this time, more going back the way you came. And you do get to... 1 second, let me advance time over to there. Okay. You do get back to that point where you first picked up the trail.
Okay. Double M, real quick, look in images from the 11th.
Oh, yeah, that stuff.
Yeah, that's Gina's table that he made.
Mm.
And the shelves that hook onto it, those are made out of aluminum.
Cool.
Thick aluminum, so they're not flimsy. And there's a clear sheet on the table, so they can actually draw on that shit.
Nice.
And then, of course, if you scroll down a little, there's the figurine collection he got off of some crackhead for $600.
Mm.
Yeah. Do you know how much figurines cost, Double M?
They're pretty expensive, and these actually look to be of decent quality.
Yeah.
Alright, very cool, Gina.
Impressive. Yeah, sorry to distract, but that had to be.
No, that's worth seeing.
Okay.
I mean, actually, no, I'm totally upset that we've derailed session, so I'm gonna accuse you of over-talking me, and I'm sorry, can't keep a straight face.
Okay.
Alright, so I assume at this point you plan on following that trail to the southwest.
Correct.
Oh yeah, you'll follow it super easy. You just got not one on that. You are on the scent like a bloodhound. And let's see, moving at that speed when tracking puts you at about there. It's about an hour till lunchtime. You were over there when you picked it up, so you're over there now. Is the party stopping for lunch now, or are you going to keep following?
We're going to follow until lunchtime.
Right. Obviously, your movement rate when tracking is a bit reduced.
Right.
As to be expected, hence why it's taking you a bit longer. Alright, you hit lunchtime, all good, you've still got the trail.
Okay, I'm marking off the ration. And yeah, Dungeon Master, I hope the old thing applies about when we find a stream or something with good clear water, we refill our canteens.
I'm not bothering to list every single stream and brook and creek that you pass.
Yeah, and even though we're not in a desert, still good hydration practices. Okay.
Now, you don't have the 2 drops of iodine to add to it to purify it, but what's the worst that could happen? There aren't parasites that hang out in water.
No! Anyhow, we will continue on the trail.
Huh. Alright. After about another hour, putting you close to 3 p.m. or somewhere in that range, you start to recognize the area. Yes, the ground slopes over here. The earth is slightly blackish. Some of the trees are a bit more dead-looking. Yes, Ecroromede. You recognize this.
I'm looking for that tree that I committed to memory and looking for a cave opening and being especially watchful for sentries.
You're looking around for the tree. You swear it's got to be here, but you don't see it immediately. Your companions are looking around too.
Okay, yeah, tell them watch for cave openings and sentries. The entrance will not be unguarded.
Yeah, funny story about that, Ecroromede. Right around as you finish that sentence, something blows a horn.
Ah! They're welcoming me.
Yeah, the sound came a bit southwest, obviously.
Okay. Move towards it at a dignified pace.
Okay, let me do some thinking here. Okay, Okay, you move towards the rough location of the sound. You're looking around for it. Your perception is at that. You got your party there with you. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell no. Oh, yeah. Jazeel sees the fucker. Ecroromede. Oh, we just lost Gina. Rip. You just catch it. An orc from behind a tree has a crossbow leveled at you, and he says something in half orcish, half common, which basically boils down to "Stop right there."
I'll reply in orc. Greetings.
Right, your charisma is a 9 for orcs. He keeps his crossbow leveled at you. Who are you?
I am Ecroromede.
Are you saying anything else, or just that?
You will take me to your chieftain.
He looks around and kind of looks to his left a little bit, which is kind of the dead giveaway. He had a couple buddies that were also leveling a couple crossbows, bows, that kind of stuff. And there's some quiet orcish going back and forth. You, of course, Ecroromede, speaking fluently enough, should be able to catch snippets of chief, blah, 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 you know, so on and so forth. They're contemplating it. Let's see, what are they going to do? Let me assign a percentage. You bring tribute?
I bring salvation.
And the others are with you?
They are my companions.
They'll have you wait for a minute, and one of them goes off and runs ahead.
Okay.
And yeah, he goes by a nearby cliff thing and disappears from sight. And yeah, Ecroromede, that's the entrance. And oh, from there you can look. Yep, there's the tree. You got a 97 on the percentile check.
Okay.
Alright, now is the party doing anything while they wait? The orcs are mumbling back and forth, again, mostly in orcish. And you can guess at some of the content of their comments directed at your comrades.
Oh, yeah. What about that hell horse?
Yeah, no, that was a huge factor in their decision.
Concerned?
yes, there's a lot of shit. What do we do? But they're also aware that you speak Orcish, so they're trying to keep it on the down low, and they're trying to avoid talking too loudly, and they're not stupid, just dumb. Anyways, so after about 10 or so minutes, when the orcs comes back out, and now let's see here. Alright, he says that the chief will see you, but not your companions. They must wait outside.
Oh, companions? Jazeel, try to take care of them for me. And I will proceed.
Alright. This went interestingly. I was expecting something different. Alright, so, Ecroromede, you're being led down into this cave. There's obviously a few guards accompanying you. Decent-ish armor for orcs. Long swords or short swords, axes, hammers, and yeah, they lead you into this cave system. It's a fairly simple cave. It's large. It kind of snakes left, right, all the while going down. There are side passages. There's orcs of various ages and the two genders of orc over
While
there.
we're going down, I'll tell one of them, by the way, one of you needs to go fetch the shaman. And I'll drop his name.
Alright, he mutters a thing to one of the guys, and the other one runs off.
Okay.
So yeah,
sorry to interrupt like that, but
yeah, no, it's understandable because this is something that should be done. So, I mean, no, actually, you've talked over me, and I'm derailing session. And
oh no, you're gonna destroy the Discord now.
I can't. I'm sorry. It's so dumb.
Stabby.
Anyways,
I'm sure Gina gets it and is grinning.
Yeah. So we have you heading on down, and yeah, there's a couple passages that twist and turn in and out, and you've got a bunch of people looking at you because an orc, he's a tusker, fine clothing and that double crossbow, and just walking on through here, and The whole place is covered in miasma that you can tell, so your mist-walking ain't special here. Full-blooded orcs don't need to worry about that. But have you ever seen a full-blooded orc? Why is he wearing such queer clothing, you know? Anyhow, after about a 10 or so minute descent, they're not taking you very quick, obviously. They're not rushing you right over. And you pick up a bit of a following. It's kind of like that one time with those hobgoblins.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you come out to a large chamber, circular in nature, kind of like a semisphere, actually. The ceiling scoops on up. It's dark, obviously. They don't do sources of light here, but everyone here runs on infravision for the most part.
Yeah, it's not like they've got a whole lot of reading and writing and fancy artwork to spend their time on that they need regular vision for. Yeah.
Yep. That's a good point, though. I said that guy's running off infravision, but he's reading from something. He would have had a light source. Oh well.
Yeah. Something like
a candle or something. Just one, though. They don't need a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You're here in this dark, that you can obviously see in your infravisional form. In this large chamber, there are orcs all around. And, let's see. At the far end of the chamber, there's this kind of mockery of a throne type of deal, and there is a bigger orc than the others sitting there, and yes, Ecroromede, it's the chief.
Okay. I would have acquired his name at some point, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you've spoken to the thing before. Chief, whatever it is. Wagalu, or however they would do that.
Yeah, we'll come up with something better later. All right.
For now, just Chief works.
Yeah, for now, yeah. So, yeah, I'll approach to within a respectable distance of him, say...
As you know, Chief has bodyguards. Bodyguards there, glowering.
Say about 12 feet. And I will... Is the shaman there yet?
The shaman is there.
Okay, I will give him a nod of the head, the shaman, and steeple my fingers. Greetings, Chief.
The chief looks at you, and he bows his head slightly in return. Greetings. I can't do the Tusk voice like you can because I don't have the hollow straws, so I'm going to go switch back to normal voice, but he's an orc.
I can do it without the straws.
I can try too, but it's harder.
Get your jaw out.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, it's very difficult. Anyhow, so, Chieftain, I have come to bring your tribe home with me.
Okay. How deep do we want to roleplay this? I can go blow for blow if you'd like.
Okay, so I'll explain to him that I'm not here to kill him or take over command of the tribe, but to bring his tribe back to my home, where I have a cave, and it will benefit them greatly because I have access to the cities and the markets where I can get them things and I'll look around, and it would seem that you don't have easy access to. This will also protect the tribe from the men nearby.
Well, we've heard the offer before, and if you'll recall, because this is something you shared, I kept track of this, you live in a barren waste. Obviously, in less words. You've shared before, Ecroromede, your keep is in the desert.
Yes.
The tribe needs food. We could live in a desert, but we would weaken. It's, the cursed desert. We don't think about it even, type of deal.
The curse of the desert is wearing off. And again, I have access to the cities and the stores where food can be had. In addition to the hunting of the desert, which is not as plentiful as I'm sure these woodlands are. But as you know, the Man City to the south, Protoplia, has been devastated, and they will be guarding their food stores more jealously than before, and they will be hunting more into your territory, and food here will become scarce. You will have to relocate. Take me up on my offer, Chief.
He thinks about it for a bit, kind of gnashes his teeth a little, as orcs do. And he'll start asking some questions about your ideas. It seems like he might be coming around to it. You know, he's hammering out some of the details. How do you intend for us to get over there?
I will lead the way. I have 2 wagons at the nearby city. That is not enough for the whole tribe. But we put the women and the children in the center, the guards to the edges, the front and the rear. I lead. We will make it there. It will take longer, but we will make it.
Alright. Where shall we stay? We can't expect to stay on the surface of the desert during all hours of the day. We would fry alive.
Okay, I'll explain to him that there's a cave nearby, spacious enough for the tribe, depending on how many there are. How many are in the tribe?
Alright, well, he'll share some numbers. They number roughly 400, all heads counted, including children and women.
Okay, so do I think that cave that we fought the,
Oh, no, hell no.
what, not big enough?
Yeah, no.
Vast.
That could house about 100, but, like, assuming you're giving them reasonable space, they could kind of get cramped there.
Okay, plus there was the dungeon that was attached to that.
Oh, no, the dungeon, that's a different matter. The cave itself, yeah.
Okay, so there's the cave and the dungeon. That should be big enough to accommodate the whole tribe, right?
Reasonably, yes. However,
Okay.
I don't know if you're crunching this into your calculations and they don't know enough about it to ask. You have to keep in mind only you can currently open that dungeon, so, oh, Timmy, Jimmy, and everyone else is down there and we're under attack and none of us can get the damn thing open.
Yeah, I'm going to have to break that. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
It was enchanted, it can be broken. If I could circumvent it with a knock spell, it can be broken.
Yep.
And I've got the stuff to do it with.
Yep. Alright. So yeah, counting that with, most certainly, yes.
So there's a nice cave. It's easily defended from one entrance. My keep is not far away, where some of your troops would garrison. And I will tell him of the Arania, the spider people, that are also allied with me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they like
Yes. I
Alright.
am drawing strength together.
Alright,
Strength
based
builds
on
upon strength.
all these odds, what are the odds that they will accept? Based off of also final charisma check, you've been making good so far? Wow. Okay. Oh, that's hysterical. Huh. Alright. Ecroromede,
Yes.
you have yourself a deal. The
Okay.
tribe shall move, and he shouts this for all to hear, and there's a mixed response undoubtedly, but yes, he'll start spinning it to the tribe, and it turns out this is a charismatic orc, at least among orcs. Yes, we shall have a strong sorcerer to strengthen the tribe in a new home, free from the men. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. All right. Then,
And yeah, they'll fetch barrels of grog or whatever the hell they drink, which is probably gonna taste like piss. Let's be honest.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, he will insist on a drink, a toast to.
I will have a drink with him.
Alright. And yeah, the drink, Jesus, it tastes better than piss, but not by much. It's orc drink, it's grog.
Yeah.
That being
Yeah,
said,
we-
strengthens the spirit, or so they say, so there you go.
Yeah, we'll get him converted to ale or something civilized.
They're orcs. What do you expect? So that being said, I think at this point we can go into a more third-person perspective to deal with the thing. You asking about treasure or anything? And this
Gonna
is
tell you
DM
to
to
make
grills,
sure-
not them to...
Yeah. So I'm going to make sure that they load that stuff up and keep it with the women and children, because I have access to the shops and stores and cities of men. that still takes coin to make it happen. But I assure them that, yes, I can make it happen far cheaper than whatever he's paid any black marketeers
Ooh.
in the past.
He will ask if you have a way to sell a slave. They have one. He got him just recently, dragged him over.
I would need to see the slave and talk with them.
Well, here, bring the elf up. And at this point, Velvin, about 2 days ago, you were traveling, and you were captured by orcs, dragged to their lair, they took away your shit, and starved you, kind of, and Jesus, you're hungry. And these orcs have been jeering and laughing and poking at you with sharp sticks. Even the kids are mean and ugly. You've got that drow information. You actually have them beat when that comes around, but you are brought before the Ecroromede and the orc chieftain who are talking in orcish.
Okay. So I can tell that this is an elf by infravision.
Yes.
Okay. This is male or female?
That's cruel.
Yeah, I did say I had a brilliant idea to introduce you.
That wasn't what it was. I thought about that, but I was hoping it wasn't.
Now, Velvin, they did leave you with your magic crystal, otherwise you would have perished.
Of course.
No good of a slave if they're dead.
Well, wasted a bunch of time.
Anywho, so yeah, Velvin,
That is okay.
you can give a brief description of yourself. Now, you all are functioning off of improvision, so certain things will only come to light when there's, well, light. But
Yeah. So
Yeah, there's no real color, right?
yeah, heat vision, basically. Infrared.
yeah, think predator.
Okay.
That being said, the general build being a male or a female, the rough size and shape.
Male, long hair, 4'8", 103 pounds.
Any armor
Young.
or weapons? Obviously, weapons would have been taken, but they would have let you any armor. That's fine.
I'd be wearing leather armor.
Okay. What's your name, elf?
Velvin.
What do you do?
I just started training, but these things caught me.
Yes. Yes, they did. What skills do you have?
I'm pretty good with a blade.
Hmm.
Usually, too, I'm pretty good at hiding, but somehow these things saw me.
Yes, they could smell you. All right. I'll switch back into Orcish and speak with the chief and explain that I can probably use this one. Get him his money's worth out of it.
Alright. They will bequeath Velvin over to you. Now,
Okay.
just to be clear, guys, Velvin is not actually a Ecroromede's slave. I imagine that Ecroromede will come around and be like, oh, you know what? He's better off as a free man working with me.
All right.
This is to keep things fair while also making a canonical in-world explanation of why Velvin would ever join up with the Ecroromede.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the first time I've played a character who's a slave.
All right.
Well, unless you want to be. This is me keeping things fair while also keeping it realistic.
So, Dungeon Master, talk with the chief and the shaman, and
I'll earn my freedom.
he gets to see that I am flesh and blood. I'm actually here and real, and not just popping into his head for a change.
Yes. Now, Ecroromede, if you should do the interview, the shaman is in fact not a magic user. Clerical.
Okay.
But yeah, no, their fighters number in the 150s or thereabouts. They have a couple catapults, but they haven't really had a good place to set them up at.
Do they have them on wheels?
No, they don't. That's the issue. They had to have guys pick them up and move the stones. Yeah.
Okay, well, we can leave the ammo behind, but bring the catapults, definitely. Explain to the chief that once we get near one of the man cities, probably other than Kurtoplia, I can get more wagons, and those won't need to be carried. With that, have a few more drinks with the chief and the shaman and whatever, and explain that I need to go back outside the cave and alert my companions that we have an agreement and that we'll be leaving. When we'll be traveling, this may be against their ways, but we will travel mostly in the daytime because it's going to be safer for the women and children when there are not so many large monsters about.
All right.
So that way, if him and the tribe want to celebrate a little tonight while they pack things up and get ready to move, that's fine, and I'll see them after first light.
All right. Well, they'll let you basically get your free run of the place. They'll have a couple guards escort you around, just,
Okay.
as a general rule of important people have someone keep an eye on and with them. And yeah, going up to the surface about 10 or so minutes later, it's a weird sight. Yelleron has one of the orcs in a headlock. Cassie and John are kind of just looking there laughing, and the orc is squealing in pain as she just kind of, yeah. Oh,
Really?
you done in there?
Yes.
She lets the orc go.
I
We're
saw
fruitful.
Civil War coming in Canada. Oh dear.
So were they just wrestling good-naturedly, I assume?
There was something going on there. Cassie and John are fairly confused as well. That thing was definitely doing something about her, and then she got it in a headlock, and squealed at it, and it squealed at the others, and yeah. And then you showed up. It just happened.
Okay. All right, team. Negotiations were successful. We'll be leaving after first light. This is going to be a hell of a mob. They have catapults, but they don't have wheels. This will be a little tricky. Anyhow, everyone, let's get some dinner if y'all haven't eaten already. Wait, what time is it, DM?
Give me a second to advance time, actually. It's close to 4 p.m. or so.
Okay, then yeah, I'll tell them about the negotiations and how they're going to come. And
Oh, hey, I can share the meta now. Sorry.
Yeah, I explained. I'll explain to them what I explained to the chieftain about how these lands will be stripped and barren soon as Kurtoplia rebuilds and blah blah blah. And that way they're up to speed with me. And after we get the wagons back at Kurtoplia, we'll try and mount whatever we can on them. And then at the next establishment that we get to, try and get a couple more wagons, see if we can get those catapults on wheels or some shit. Here's the meta. Oh, should I not look at it? Or
No, you can look at it. At this point, you've found it, so that's where you are on the map.
ports? Damn, yeah, I was close.
I know, and that's why I was so amazed. I was like, holy shit, he almost got it. He's within like 5 miles.
No, your squares are 5 miles. I was within 3.
That's the point, is you're well within the range of it, and it's like, shit, either I did a good job or he did, or we both did, because...
Well, Gina's a good judge, because Gina was here for all of that. But yeah, damn, I was within 3 miles.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So, yeah, credit to both of us, I'm going to say.
Yeah, all right.
So yeah, at this point, the party's intent is basically to chill here at the thing. And mind you, your human companions, they're a bit unnerved, with the exception of Yalron, who, that one orc is refusing to go anywhere near her, and the others are unnerved.
Okay.
She manhandled an orc, and she didn't even break a sweat.
And of course, when we got to the surface, I would see that Velvin is not just an elf, but a drow elf.
A drow? That's the third one. What the hell? Even on Coalhole, they weren't this common.
Anyhow, Velvin, I will introduce you to John King.
Good day, sir.
Cassie, Elron of recent acquaintance, and my noble steed, Jaziel.
I nod to each of them.
Okay.
And I look at Jaziel. And what do I see exactly?
Oh, give me a second. I'll pull up a picture.
Y'all do that. I want to smoke again. I'll be right back.
Because I hear crazy things about Jaziel, but I'm not sure exactly what it is.
Jaziel is a horse.
It is a horse?
if a horse had flaming hooves, jet black skin, long fangs, a forked
it's a
tail,
nightmare?
and yep, and it looks something like this.
How
Which
do
is-
they even let him in the city riding that thing?
They don't want to be the guy to stop him and be like, "You can't park your horse here, sir."
Yeah,
And Jaziel does tone down the fire-breathing stuff when he's in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dark
But-
horse, red eyes, mane of fire. It's
Still a damn nightmare. That's a hell of a tough creature all on its own.
oh yeah, the people who ride nightmares are known to be badasses.
And very evil.
Yeah, Velvin, there was actually a story from when you were a kid about a band of evil people who rode around on nightmares and terrorized other people. You can't remember the details, but yeah. Gaunt and skeletal, huge head, glowing red eyes, flaming orange nostrils, hooves which burn like embers, a dead black coat, and mane and tail are wild and rugged. It's funny, it actually doesn't say the mane and tail are fiery, but yeah. I think that's a later thing.
Wonder what happens if I try to pet.
Try it in session and find out.
In
It's
addition,
made out of fire, real fire, isn't it?
in addition to saddle and saddlebags, Jaziel has armor.
Oh, hold on. Jaziel does a bite hoof hoof routine, not a hoof hoof bite. That's weird.
Bite is first.
They probably listed it backwards in creature catalog.
Oh, this is from Monster Manual 1.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jaziel
Yeah,
is based off of the Monster Manual Nightmare, because the Creature Catalog Nightmare is somehow even more bullshit.
Yeah. Jaziel has plate barding.
Oh, okay.
So. And no reins.
Yeah,
Well, I don't
need for
suppose
reins
you do
on a
need
horse
to.
that's about as smart as he is.
Mm-hmm. And if you have control over it, you have control over it.
Jaziel's not very loquacious, but he can nod for yes and shake his head for no.
I learned that. Well, I haven't learned that yet, but I did.
Yeah. You learned it. Your character is now learning it. So.
Mhm. Okay. He's a nightmare. That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I threw this
Velvet.
thing at Ecroromede trying to kill him, and in about 3 rounds he had made it his bitch. What a fun day.
Just a little bit of logic.
So yeah, Velvin,
So,
good rolling with the
Velvet,
punch there, because that was kind of a punch for, yeah, you were captured by orcs.
the
Yes,
orcs,
I was.
The orcs still consider you a slave, and they've given you
yes.
to me.
Mhm.
So, I wouldn't suggest slipping away in the night.
I won't, sir. Why are you so different than them? Why do you wear the nice clothes and you're not trying to kill me?
I'm a bit more than just an orc.
Yeah,
Would
that
appear
one's
so.
special. And that comment comes from Yelron, but Grill's just stepped away, so we'll have
Yeah,
to
I
keep
just
that.
tell him, Junior, good night.
Night, Junior.
All right. So, yes, I'm a bit more than just orc.
Well,
And
for saving my life, I will do my best for you, sir.
very good then. And I'm looking to see. 'Cause I don't think I have a spare longsword.
And then we
on
have
me.
the meme of John looking over at you. First time?
Did they give me back?
Yes, so at
My
this
kit?
point, he had these things with him, and your food and should really have been taken, but yes, you have all the items that you had.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to try and provide him with a blade. He said he was good with a blade, but
Yeah, no, he's got 2 scimitars, I believe.
Yes, sir.
All
So
right.
you're allowing for that time for that.
So yeah, Dungeon Master, to cut shy on the role playing, I imagine that we will palaver quite a bit until dinner. Then we'll eat and set up the watch, and at that point, we'll go into watch while people sleep, and
The orcs will offer to keep watch.
I'm sure they'll be keeping watch from the cave entrance and from whatever sentry points. But you know what? We're still going to keep somebody awake.
Alright.
It just,
Alright,
yeah.
so you're just incorporating Velvin, say, first, or?
We don't know Velvin that good yet.
Alright.
I know Gina's not going to stab me in the back,
Yeah,
but
That would be meta
in
for
character.
Velvin, fair enough.
that
Yep.
would be meta. So, it's going to take some time to get accustomed to the character before we have that level of trust. Yeah, I know he's grateful because he's no longer an orc slave getting stabbed with pointy sticks by little orc brats and shit. But yeah,
At some point during the evening, I asked Mead, "Are you some kind of great warlord or something?"
I am a great warrior and a powerful sorcerer. I'm also an arms merchant.
There it is, Cassie says.
And you command this tribe of orcs now.
Yes.
You must be a very powerful man.
I do okay.
At that point, the earthquake beetle shows up and Mead's like, "Shoo, I'm not ready for you yet." And it just turns and runs. Yeah. No. Shoo, I haven't finished my dinner yet. Alright, night's passing without encounter, gentlemen.
Night passes what?
Night passes without encounter. Day 237. Morning comes. Light shines upon Denalia. Velvin. Ah, god damn it. Do you have like a... You didn't ask the price about goggles or a wide brim hat. You probably don't have any of that, do you?
No, I don't. I'm just going to suffer.
Alright, penalty 1 in bright light. That's -1 to certain things.
We'll figure it out later. For trying to get a hat or something, but for now, I'll suffer.
That sucks, but yep.
It's roleplay. It's -1 to a bunch of things. Side effect to being an elf or a drow.
Drow.
Yep.
I play drow often, so it's not the first
On
time.
the other hand, when you go down underground or anything, there is not a single thing alive that beats your infravision that you know of.
Nope.
So, the orcs work shifts throughout the night and such, since they were told, yeah, you're going to be marching out in the morning. It's, alright, I know it's weird. Everyone who just woke up, go back to sleep, get some naps. Those of you that are too awake, start helping move this shit. And yeah, the orcs are going to have a very rough and unorganized horde ready to move out. They don't have a bunch of trappings. There's, like, at most, it's the shaman section that had, okay, you carry these powders, don't mix them or they explode, type of deal.
Yeah.
And yeah, they have a few chests of something, locked, closed, so hard to say for sure. But yeah. They did not have any magic crystals because they did not have any other prisoners other than Velvin.
Okay. Well, that is what it is. Okay. Alright, then Dungeon Master, once they've got everything brought out of the cave and staged and ready to move out, we will move out.
Okay, now, I remember something about the DMG where for every X amount of additional troops, your movement rate is essentially 1/10 of yards slower. So let me see if I can find that really quickly. Because the chance for encounter is also going to go down too.
Yeah, I imagine we're probably going to be making like 1 mile an hour, if that.
That's pretty much what I was going to do.
Okay. And I take it their catapults are not great big ones?
Nah, fairly small ones.
Okay, how small? Could I fit one of these on one of my wagons?
The wagon bed being that size by that size, it's about the same size as the bed.
Okay.
So, kind of, yeah. But you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Bring movement, there we go. If more than 100 are in the party, reduce movement rate by 1 mile per day for each additional blah 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 or fraction thereof. Alright. I'll just roll what I think sounds good. So, what is the party's directionality? And you have that thing with the where the orcs are relative to Cretoplia.
Yeah, so we're going to head south, and we're going to deviate just a little as we go so that it'll put me back on my original heading that we left the city by.
I'm confused. Sorry. You're
Okay.
heading south and then turning to the right or to the left to avoid the city, basically.
We're not avoiding the city. We're
Oh.
making a beeline to it because I've got horses and wagons back there.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot about those. All right. That is that many miles, which puts you there. All right, that many miles per hour. Your chance of encounter is there, so I can start rolling it with a d20. Alright, 1 second. Advancing time. And I'm putting it for there to allow for that there. Alright. The next 5 or 6 hours pass slowly. Your human troops, they're sticking with you up front, mate. I assume that you all want to be up front.
Yeah.
Tip of the spear deal. And yeah. They're on edge, John and Cassie. There's no way around it. Orcs are the stuff of the stories you tell children to frighten them, and there's a whole horde of them walking behind them.
Yes.
Yalron seems completely unflapped.
Okay.
Alright, and anyways, pretty soon will be about lunchtime. You know, the chief calls a halt, essentially, where they need to stop, rest.
Eat.
Catapult bearers switch out with the next shift. And yeah, they've got like 8 or 9 people moving the catapults by just, okay, bend at your knees, lift, march. They're orcs, they can do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That being said, I need to check this. That was a nat 1. Ooh. Ooh. If this is what I think it is, that's gonna be nasty. I don't think I can use that. Or that.
Filter just told you no.
I'm gonna have to re-roll that.
So while we're traveling, is there a wagon with us?
Nope.
No.
No. Okay.
The forest was too thick to bring the wagons, so
Okay.
I left those with some guards at the city.
Nope. Maybe. Nope. This is more of a swamp creature. It's not swampy over here.
Aha! No catoblepus for us. Those things are nasty.
Alright. Give me a second there. Alright, the party passes by the small patrol of Norkers without seeing them, and the Norkers buckle down as the holy fuck, how many orcs are there? 1, 2, a lot. There's a lot. Shit, stay down. Good times.
Yes, strength in numbers.
Yeah, it's pretty much going to be like that the whole way through. I'm tempted to just fast travel y'all, but...
Well, really, what's going to mess with a tribe of 400 orcs?
Spiritual.
There are a few strong monsters that would.
So if I roll one of those up, I will run it.
Okay. Something that could actually eat an entire tribe of orcs.
Yeah, well, spiritual would see it as lunch.
The all-you-can-eat buffet.
A spirit troll?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
You'll see one day. I'm half hoping I roll one up just so I can play
Actually,
with
no, you won't see it. They're invisible.
it. Okay, it will be pretty close to dark when the city is in sight as y'all break from the thing of the trees. And by you all, I mean the party. Right now, the orcs are kind of hanging back. They never go out this far to the man cities.
Okay. All right. So get with the chief and the shaman. Tell him set camp here. As I said, I have 2 wagons and horses inside the city. I will take one of my people with me to go get those. Feed the people. My others will stay here. Does the chief speak common?
He does.
Okay,
Not
good.
perfect common, but it works.
All right, so I'll make sure I introduce him to, let's see, who would be more at ease? Probably John and Yalrin. And I need Velvin with the superior infravision to stay as well. So I will take Cassie with me. All right.
Sounds good.
And remember, don't attack unless attacked, because we're just trying to get through these lands of the men without any friction. So
They hate us because they ain't us.
they are not us, and we don't need the friction, but I think they won't try to provoke you at night. I'll be back before long. And let's see. Yeah, so leave Yelron, John, and Velvin with the chief and the shaman. And so Cassie and Jaziel, I hate to ask, but we need to double up and make speed.
Jaziel can manage it, but you know exactly what he's thinking. Fine,
Yeah,
but only until we get to the damn things, and then she rides on the horses. I am not a pack animal.
Yeah, because the thing is, I'll need to drive one wagon, Cassie the other, and Jaziel gets a
But yeah, he's willing
shot
to
back.
quickly ferry you over there.
All right. So yeah, we'll make top speed to go get my wagons.
Alright, give me a second here. I gotta check this.
And since it's dark, or about to be dark, I'm sure that they're not trying to do side jobs in the dark with the wagons. Or pretty sure.
And while he's gone,
Mm-hmm.
I'll, in the dark of the night, I'll practice my hiding skill.
Okay. You're attempting to hide in shadows. What's your percentage?
50.
50. Alright, you believe to be hidden. Hmm. Interesting. I wonder. I kind of want to use that now.
Mhm.
Yeah, sure. Fine. No, actually, I won't. I won't. I'll have to save that for later, but no, there's no way with this party that Jaziel wouldn't immediately see this thing and eat it. Alright.
Hey, Momo.
Damn nightmare scaring off all my things. Alright, Clyde, Ecroromede, you and Cassie and Jaziel do make it to the city after about an hour of Jaziel travel.
Okay.
So then you're going over to get the wagons and stuff. They don't do too much back and forth. They were using it right till dusk, but they'll get it back for you. And yeah, it's your wagon and your horses. And yeah.
Awesome. Good job. I trust this was a mutually beneficial arrangement, but I need them now. And now, have the horses had some rest?
Some, yeah.
Like what, half an hour?
Yeah.
That ought to be sufficient. They've been fed, watered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, in that case, since it's 2 teams of 4 pulling 2 empty wagons. All right, Cassie, I'll take the one wagon, you take the other, and let's make it back to camp.
Well, you make it back to camp, but you're gonna have to travel a bit through the night. Cassie's got her sword. John still has the light torch, but he's gonna be using a normal torch.
Yeah. And
That being said,
Cecile?
nothing bothers you all along the way.
Okay. All right. All right. So when we get to the camp, yes, we will. Yeah, we're gonna get the animals secured, taken care of. They'll have the rest of the night to rest, and they can be fed in the morning.
Yep.
I don't think I'm forgetting anything here. Anyhow, we made it back. The tribe is still there. This will get easier going. So, yeah, we will go ahead and I take it my party is keeping watch while I was gone.
Yep. Velvin,
Okay.
John's obviously taking first watch because you're still the untrustworthy captive who's been freed type of deal, but yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I'll tell my inner circle there, as it is the party, as it is, to sleep lightly. But otherwise, I think we can rely on the tribe to keep watch. All right, we are at the northern edge of Kurtoplia. I'm looking at the map, TM. And that
Oh, hey,
doesn't
Ecroromede.
connect. Yes,
Yalron asks if she can have a word.
certainly.
And, well, she steps a little bit away from the group with you. Y'all are still within eyesight, but she says that those 2 orcs, and she points them out to you, are planning something very stupid. She's going to kill them if they try anything. And she'll point the 2 of them out. But you speak their language, so maybe you can go tell them off. Otherwise, she will 100% break their necks in front of the tribe.
Okay. Are they planning it right now, or did they already plan it out?
They've clearly planned it out. Look at them. And to be fair, they do seem to be the lazy layabout type, or maybe that's just because you're so familiar with those men from your keep on Kohol. But the similarities are striking. The others are working, and they're kind of just lazing about.
Okay.
Your call. Do nothing, and I'll break their necks in the night.
That sounds best.
All right.
Okay, Dungeon Master, what do I know about? Is that corn to the west?
Yep, that is Korengard. That is the capital. You're familiar with that at this point. Supposed to be very well guarded, armored, so forth. It's the capital.
Okay. Good. Yes. Okay, that's yes, that has made up my mind for me.
I remember when I tried to use a protractor for this and it just didn't work, so everything's an oval now. And circles are hard to freestyle.
All right. So, yeah, Dungeon Master, we're gonna bed down, and I will try to sleep lightly.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. So, standard watch formation.
Well, how much of the nighttime did we lose to
About an
wagon
hour.
retreat? Huh?
About an hour after night falls when y'all got back.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, we'll go with standard watch.
All right. Monster encounters are a nil. Now we get on to stupid orc encounters. Oh, yeah.
Stupid orcs.
Right. Well, party about 2 or so hours after that first thing, so right around the time when John would have been switching off to Cassie or thereabouts. Should I just speed this along? Yeah, I think. Eh.
That's
There's
you're in
there's
the know.
there's
You're in.
perception checks there. One of the orcs tried something. Yelron literally snaps his neck. He dies. He is
Oh, okay.
dead. The others do
All
not
right.
try anything. And reducing
Okay,
the
I was
orcs
gonna
by
say that
1.
can't be good.
Okay. Well then, that's handled.
And yeah, Ecroromede, you're fairly certain that was one of the ones she pointed out earlier.
Yeah. Did he try to do something to her? I
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. The type of, hey, come on over to the bedroll, and wait,
Yeah.
why is,
Snap.
ow, snap.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that situation resolved itself. Go back to
It
sleep.
did. Hey, she'd let you know right ahead. If
Yep.
you don't tell them to piss off, then I'm gonna snap their neck if they try anything.
Did this wake me up? Did I
Yeah.
even know
So the
this
point
happened?
is, the perception checks would have been because this orc would have screamed out in pain about 5 seconds
Okay.
before it was dead. So the party
Okay.
wakes up to this, and she explains the situation quite calmly and goes back to bed.
Okay. Then if the chief sends anybody over to investigate, yeah, he tried to force himself on her.
And yeah, alright. Just getting that out of the way. That's a thing. It happens. It's done. That I still can't check for. And there goes the rest of the night. Okay. Your party is too
Okay.
big now. You're accompanying a tribe of orcs. Nothing is bugging you except for like large extraplanar creatures.
Okay. So now that we've got 2 wagons and we have 4 catapults, see if we can put 1 catapult on each wagon.
Let me check. Obviously, the orcs are doing the lifting, and it's like, and they do get the catapults loaded on, and it's not exactly secured. It's not like the thing is designed to fit in there, but it seems reasonably good. And since the thing isn't going to be moving very fast, most likely it should be fine.
So secure it with ropes, and again, yeah, we're not moving fast, and it's doesn't even have to be level because we're not going to try and fire it on the back of the wagon, and we left the heavy rocks that they typically use for ammo behind because that's just too much dead weight.
Yes, Dungeon Master, I will move my collection of heavy rocks.
Yes. We're going to move several thousand pounds of rock.
Damn it, where's the sand giants when you need them?
Yeah.
Well, you've got 400 plus orcs.
To be fair, a fair portion of them are women and children.
Yeah. We've got 150 male fighting
154 you used to have, now it's 153.
Okay.
Give those kids a pointy stick, man. It still hurts.
Well done, Melvin. Alright, so the party's intention at this time, after, the tribe eats breakfast, and yeah, they've got several people they had hunting throughout the night to get food and so forth.
Okay, good. Because, yeah, they're gonna have to hunt and provision as we go, at least until we get to one of the cities that can sell food, because this one's
fresh on out. I mean, undoubtedly within the inner walls there is food. Undoubtedly.
I've taken off my rations for the 2 days.
Very good. Yeah, I don't bust your chops about that too much. Just do what you think is best in terms of that, and if you think you've messed up, just be smart about it. You're on the honor system. It's rations. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I'm marking mine off one meal.
Yeah, you don't start starving after 1 day of missing food.
Well, let me know if you skip any meals.
Yeah, I have not yet.
So we've got the catapults mounted up, and I'm sure a number of the orc warriors are quite happy that, yeah, all right, we only have to carry 2 of these bastards now.
Oh, no, they only had 2. Did I say they had 4? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me double check. Skin flayers, they have 2 catapults.
Oh. Well, in that case, those guys ought to be way happy.
Mm-hmm.
So, John, Cassie, you 2 are my most experienced drivers, so I'm going to need you to drive those wagons. Velvin, you should probably ride on one of the wagons as well.
Will do, sir.
Okay. Yelron, you can either ride on the other wagon or you have your horse.
Oh, I sold him. Don't worry, I'll ride on one of the wagons.
Okay. All right.
Couldn't take it into the thing, so I sold it.
So I've got the party mounted on the 2 wagons, driving the catapults, and I'm the tip of the spear with Jazeel.
Who am I sitting with?
Let's take a look. Formations.
Jan or Cassie?
Alright, so yeah, going over to here. Travel formation asterisks. So meet on Jazeel, of course, leading. And then John will be driving wagon 1. Yelron can ride that. Oh, looks like Craig unexpectedly disconnected, even though he's still here. So then, if it's okay with you, Velvin, they'll put you on wagon 2 with Cassie, who's driving it.
Very good.
All right.
That's the pretty lady, right?
No, Yelron is the pretty lady.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think Cassie is what you would call ugly either.
She's not exactly a looker like You can't compete with Yelron. Literally, she should not be that pretty. It's actually very disconcerting.
What's her stat?
It's either 18 or better. But
Oh, wow.
Velvin, you're a drow, so you're attracted to drow, but something about her, yeah.
She's drow?
No,
No.
she is not a drow.
Oh, okay.
She
I was
looks
gonna
human.
say.
Those 3 are all human, or appear to be human. And yeah, I'm a Tusker. So
Ecroromede is very clearly a centaur. You can tell because he has tusks.
all right. And with that, Dungeon Master, we've got the tribe, the wagons, the party loaded up, and everything has been fed breakfast, including the horses. We move out.
Alright. Destination. Obviously, you don't plan to go into the city, so...
No. We are going west around the city.
Okay. Here, you know what? You've got a thing in the map. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna need a better description of exactly what you're doing. You're not heading pure due west, I assume? You're...
Okay, so we're on the outskirts of... Damn it, I'm clicking on the wrong map.
Kurtoplia, yeah.
Yes, Kurtoplia. We're like at the top of it, so we are keeping the city within sight, but trying not to trample the farmland. And we are headed for the road that comes out of Kurtoplia to the west.
Alright, the one that the Ragged Flag would be on. Okay. That would be the road to Korngard.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Okay, so you've right now had your guys kind of quasi-hiding, if you will, over by the wooded section away from the farms. You're not traveling through the farmland itself?
No, we're not going to trample the farmland.
Alright.
Maybe the
Horde.
edges of it, but...
The Horde moves out, and I need to do some number crunching. You all are over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and 4. And 4 and 4. 16, 16, 32. Square root of 32. 1 second.
Alright. Well, while you're number crunching, I'm going to get nicotine fix again real quick.
Alright, well, I got the number crunched.
Oh, well.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Does that check out? Yes. Alright, I think I'm going to space out my checks instead of lowering the probability. So higher probability, but less frequent checks. Roughly the same thing. Math says no, but I say yes. There we go! This means instead of checking 20 times with a 1% chance of success, I have checked once with a 20% chance of success. Okay. That being said, the odds of something actually attacking is fairly astronomical.
Yeah, with a nightmare leading the group, leading a horde of...
That being said, this thing might just be stupid enough to do that.
Mindless?
Not mindless, but low intelligence.
I almost think you'd have to be mindless to attack this.
Oh, they might not attack, but the question is, are they smart enough to hide?
They might stumble out in the way. Oops, look. I didn't see you there.
Okay.
Right, Ecroromede,
Yeah.
you're leading on Jazeel. You can give me a perception check. Let's make it that many hours. About 3 hours into your journey.
I rolled a 16 with a 13 perception.
Yep, that's going to be a no. This thing, on the other hand, yeah, it only failed on a 20. It sees this approaching thing. It's outnumbered that badly. There's exactly a 1% chance that it's not going to hide. Yeah, it's hiding. How does it hide? Fairly well. Alright, the party won't know it, but I'll give you the meta. There's a hill giant that spotted y'all, and... What? And it just kind of crouched down by a hill or something in the woods, and watched y'all pass by. It,
Hid like a
one or
little
two,
bitch.
or even 10 orcs? Okay, pick one up, throw it at the others, bite one of their heads off, they run. You know, I can take them. 100? More? And that thing in the front, what is that? They're low
Many.
intelligence, but they're not idiots.
And
Many
catapults on wagons.
Yeah, their giants really are not intimidated by catapults.
Oh! Catches the thing. Oh, here! Let me play catch with you! Throws it back.
Along the way, I'll pay attention to how she's driving the wagon and try and figure out what she's doing, learn from what she's doing.
Are you asking her for instruction or just quietly paying attention?
I'm just gonna heavily pay attention for now, and eventually I'll ask her for instruction.
Well, after keeping that, watching fairly closely for a bit, Cassie does pick up on that and asks if you want her to teach you, and I assume you'll say yes. So she'll give you the runaround that she has. She is by no means a teamster or an expert, but she has a rough idea of what she's doing.
Well, that's all I need.
Okay. So out of that
Hopefully
many
one day
hours
I
you
can be
needed
a
to hit
driver.
the road. It's not that hard, really. You just hold the reins, pull them this way, that way, press on this brake thing over here if you need to stop. You know, they actually had brakes back then. Not common.
Yeah,
But...
you got to pull back on the reins and apply the brake. Otherwise, the force of the wagon will run into the back of the horses, and that's just not good.
So, that being said, that's about that many hours. So after about 6 or so hours of fairly uneventful travel, which puts the party over to there, it will be lunchtime, and again, the orcs want to call a stop.
Yes, definitely call a stop.
They've been hunting rabbits and foxen and so forth that they can, and they have a couple people going up ahead that are moving faster as just independent hunting bands that come back. They can't carry back deer or anything really big, and with the group moving as it is, there's no way they can get a big game like that, but small games all over the place.
Snakes, squirrels,
So yeah,
rabbits, turtle, fish.
Between that and probably some supplementary rations and such, they should be fine.
Okay.
Alright, party, mark off your rations, and again, I apologize if this is running kind of slow. If you'd like, I can probably speedrun you all there.
No, I think some important things are going to happen on the way.
Oh, definitely.
You very well could.
Okay, that being said, you're still skirting Kratopi. It's a big city, you're going around the long way.
It is what it is.
There's the encounter rolls from yesteryear.
I can't just teleport the whole tribe home.
Yeah. Alright.
What about a dimension door?
Yeah, no. That doesn't have the range either.
No.
I mean, you can only get so many people through it before it closes, and then, yeah, that's a mess.
Okay,
I mean, I could try the other thing, but I don't know what's on the other side, and that could get messy.
Oh, that thing, yeah. Anyways, after traveling for another 5 or so hours, night soon comes. The infravisually blessed of the party, of course, don't care too much, but the humans are okay, stop in wagons, unless you'd like to push through the night.
No.
You're about halfway around Kratopi at this point.
I'm thankful the sun is gone.
Ah, but morning comes and light shines upon Denalia. It's a blessing. Praise the sun. Yeah. And again, the orcs hunt and do shit and so forth throughout the day, and they've even got people that are like kind of snoozing along as they walk and, you know, doing more activities at night type of deal. But yeah, the tribe sleeps at night. It's weird. It's unnatural. This sorcerer is unnatural. That being said, page 23 of this book might have something fun. This is the book that would have that bullshit. Ooh. Ooh. Oh! Oh, so many fun things to choose from. Hmm. That being said, how many of them are there? I'm just gonna do a quick D10. Yeah, even the full amount would be kind of too little. Yeah. And they're not all out hunting at once. There's howling of wolves or something, but if the wolves are attacking the orcs, they aren't happening on your watch. It was either the Death Dog or the Death Knight. I chose the Death Dogs, but they ain't trying the orcs.
Okay. So whose watch is this howling on?
Just throughout the night, most likely. It's Krotopia.
Oh, okay.
I'm translating Death Dogs into wolves. Just, yeah, no reason to be silly about it.
Probably under that paperwork.
I need to check something here.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, Ecroromede, you're getting, you have mail from Critter.
Okay, what is it?
It's, Kassan, not an emergency, not under attack, pregnancy pains starting up again. Soon. Not sure when, could be a week, could be a month. Please come home.
Alright, so of course we've got this three-way call line going, so I will think to Critter that we travel far from home, but we are on the way home.
Obviously, you know, communication's broken, but yeah, she's relieved. She's having the girls prep bandages and giving them some basic instructions. If it happens, you'll know. Critter's gonna be like, Master, she's screaming.
Yes. We are many now.
Alright.
Is this Mead's child?
Yeah, Mead was gonna breed his own damn army, now he's got one. God damn it, you're gonna lead your tribe of orcs against a city. I'm gonna have to run large-scale combat. Alright. That being said...
It'll be much worse than that in the end.
Moving forward. Yeah, Carmen, it's just the heads up. She's hit that third trimester a little while back, which means due date could be sooner or later, probably sooner.
Yep.
That being said, the party picks its ass up and moves. I assume you're keeping with the standard formations and so forth, and movement rates, and it's just move, march.
Morning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, marking off food.
Yep.
Yep.
Party travels till lunchtime, no encounters.
Okay, marking off another food.
Yep, give me a second there, that puts you to there. And march up 2, 3, 4, blah blah blah. 1, 2, 3. Alright. I'm using less frequent checks, but with normal probabilities instead of the lower probability frequent checks.
Okay.
Puts you to there. Oh, that is not a valid time entry. Don't know why my thing thought that was. That puts you to there. And then how much further? That. Alright. As night dawns on the second day of orc travel, which is day 239 for reference, the party still hasn't made it clear of Krotopia. You're moving slow. It's a big city. You're sticking to the sidelines. Boy, the rumors and gossip about this are going to be nuts.
Yeah,
a large mass of orcs was seen circling Krotopia. Okay. Let's see. Party's doing normal stuff for dinner, I assume.
Yes.
Any RP between y'all that you want to do, feel free. Otherwise, I'm advancing time.
No, we don't need to RP it, but yeah, I'll tell Velvin about our destination. And,
Yes.
yes, keep in the Red Desert. The desert is receding.
So it's becoming lush again?
It would seem to be.
Anyways, morning comes, light shines upon Denalia, day 240.
Okay.
Morning comes and passes. It's about an hour or two before lunchtime. Midday sun is up in the air, and the party has reached the road skirting Kertoplia.
Yes. Okay. We are heading west.
Okie dokie. Math time.
And we should be able to make slightly better speed now because I know we're still numerous, but we now have a paved road and we have the heavy shit, well, the big heavy shit on the wagons.
Okay. Give me a second there. Anyway, don't say I never tighten those thumb screws from time to time, because Ecroromede tick-tock.
Okay.
Anyways, that's that many miles from there to there. That being said, you're not going all the way to the gates. So that's probably going to be the distance you'll want to go to. So yeah, what is the speed that you are attempting to lead the tribe on?
Okay, we have a road. I'm thinking 2 miles an hour. One and a half to 2. I know children of a certain age are walking on their own. Orcs are kind of, you're old enough. You can walk. But at the same time, I don't want to see any of the little ones collapse or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that would put you from there to there. Alright. Well, that is not a valid time either. The party continues to travel. About 8 or so hours pass of this there, and night falls. Or night is close to falling.
Okay. We'll set camp then. And, yeah.
It's really just a bunch of encounter rolls is what this is.
Okay.
Day 241.
I don't think I'm going to.
Morning comes, light shines upon Denalia.
Okay. And it looks like another day of travel down the road.
Pretty much. It's March and it's going. The orcs are hunting and so forth. Right now they've got plentiful food in the sense that there's tons of rabbits and shit that, well, breed like rabbits. That puts you to there, which puts you to that many miles down. Okay. That brings you to there. Which brings you to there. It's about lunchtime of day 241. You can sort of see Korengard in the distance. Korengard is built on more of a flatlands area. And you can see, if you peer southbound and strain, you can kind of see the pink edge of the desert. Maybe.
Okay.
Could be.
All right. Dungeon Master, I'll confer with the chief that when we get close to the city, get the tribe off the road, off to the left-hand side, and I will go and see about securing more provisions.
He is agreeable to that, obviously.
Yes. Okay.
I asked Mead how many more days travel till we get to his keep.
We've been traveling for how long, Dungeon Master?
This would be like day 3 or 4 already.
3 or 4? Yeah, we got at least a week in front of us.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so Dungeon Master, yeah, we're going to continue until we get within 500 yards of the city.
Oh, I had you like 5 miles out.
No.
Alright. Now, do you mean the gates itself? The farmland?
The gates itself.
Okay.
I like your style.
And I'm going to keep a good 20 yards ahead of the tribe.
Okay, well, Ecroromede, obviously, as you're heading down the road to this thing, this is a horde of orcs. It attracts attention.
Yep.
And this is probably the most fortified city on the planet.
Yep.
There's been rumors flying around that during the Blood Moon, some giant flying behemoth monster flew in the air and they shot it down because they have the ballista bolts with the magical bolts.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, needless to say, horns are going to sound and a squadron of knights assemble and ride on up. And you're riding far enough ahead that they will, of course, stop and question you.
Yeah. I'm going to signal to the tribe to stop when these knights come out. And when they get within hailing distance, I will steeple my fingers and call out to them in a loud voice, "Hail to the king!"
Alright. They get within proper distance and respond to your hail. And to make long story short, what on earth is going on here?
Okay, I will introduce myself as Lord Ecroromede. I have a keep to the west of Renvera. I am moving my host to reinforce my keep and protect the king's lands. I do need more provisions, though, and I have the coin to pay for it.
Your host is orcs?
Mostly. 99%. Yeah, something like that. We do not seek entrance into the city.
Alright, they will direct you, okay, keep out of the farmland, basically, skirt, if you can, or stop here, because it's about an hour till sunset, camp off the side of the road, keep your horde in line, keep your people in line. There are other travelers on the road that, would hate to be drawn away, because, oh, hey, I was traveling, and that's an army of orcs, turn around and run, now.
Now, when you return to the city, could you spread word that I need merchants for food, wagons, horses?
They can spread the word.
Very good. Don't imagine they're coming out this late in the day, so we will wait camp here till morning.
Alright. They are agreeable to the terms. Just, again, stay off the road. Stay away from the road if you can.
Yes. We don't need any misunderstandings.
Exactly.
Yes, we should be careful this close to the road. There could be thieves about as well.
Or hordes of orcs, yes.
That's going to be one hell of a brave thief to try and mingle with a horde of orcs. That's
anyways,
one desperate pickpocket.
That is. Okay, so yeah, they're directing you to wait like 5 miles outside the city itself, which is outside the farmland area too.
Okay, are we too close already?
No. Like, as you started to ride up, they've got watchtowers and people, signal horns. An army approaches!
An army approaches the capital. What? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the capital of the world?
This is the capital of this kingdom.
Wow.
And I just marched up to their front door with an horde of orcs.
With an army, yeah. Literally.
And called out, "Hail to the king."
And riding on a nightmare.
Yes.
Yeah. I suspect not many of those guards were paladins.
Oh, you have no idea.
Or some really scared paladins.
All right.
Anyhow, there's evil, then there's evil. Let me check for nighttime encounters.
I'll guide my host to within a stone's throw, 5 miles, and since we have about an hour of darkness left, or light left, and then we will move them off of the road. And of course, I explained to them how other people use these roads, and it might be disturbing if they tried to come through our procession. And yes. And of course, explain to the chief that I've arranged possibly merchants will come out and I can barter with them for wagons and horses. And I know it's not going to be the fresh food that the tribe is used to, but food nonetheless. we'll just have to see what comes out in the morning. Anyhow, with that, Dungeon Master will set camp for the night.
Alright, they set camp for the night. Oh, yeah, maybe not. Okay. I rolled up a monster that might try and attack.
Okay.
I'm gonna give them a
Come
10%
on, buddy.
chance of winning.
Keep your fingers crossed. Come on, we're gonna get an encounter.
Okay, so, here's the way I have it pictured. So you're on the road that goes east to west. At the easternmost part of it, which is closest to the city, is where the party itself would camp. Then west of them, which is further away from the city, is where the orcs themselves would camp. Obviously, your human members don't want to be right alongside the orcs. And the orcs are kind of scared of some of your party members, too. Does this check out with y'all? Y'all are kind of separate but distant type of deal?
Not a great
Not
distance.
distant, no. But you call it a 10 of yard or 2 10s of yards. At worst.
Yeah, maybe 10 yards at the most.
10 yards.
I think they have more on an individual level to fear than we do.
Well, again, for the humans, it's unnerving. Even the drow, it's...
Oh, yeah.
This feels
For me, it's
wrong.
very unnerving. I don't
Especially because you were
them.
their captive not all that long ago. Alright, so bearing that in mind, where are these things attacking from? Okay. That puts them over to there. Now, of these two, they're more likely to go for the party! Hey! That makes things easy. Alright, in that case, how far along is this? This will be right at the tail end of John's watch. Right at the tail end of it. John, give me a perception check, as it is nighttime, you've been on watch for a bit, and starting to yawn.
Crap, I rolled a 20.
Rip. That being said, everyone else in the party can give me perception checks, penalty of 2.
Penalty of 2.
And I rolled a 19 for myself. Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay, I rolled a 15, and I have a 14 perception.
Alright.
That's fair. You want me to roll for Cassie?
I got her.
Okay.
Y'all run. Huh.
All the rolls are like backwards too, right?
Yeah.
Like lower is better.
For perception checks, intel checks, stuff like that. For attack rolls, you still want high.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Cassie does wake up to the rustling in the bushes, and give me a second, I got to sneeze. There we go. Nothing like a little sneeze to clear the tubes.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to max these things out. I think the party will be fine. There's only 4 of them.
Worst case scenario, the drow dies.
Little drow, you might want to play smart and hang back.
Oh, I'm gonna hide immediately.
Right. So that's a good point, Drow. I never got your position in sleeping formation, so I gotta pause for a second. Velvin, the party has a campsite formation where they build a campsite. Cassie sleeps to the north end, John to the northeast, Yelron to the east. Ecroromede sleeps outside in the dark to preserve his infravision. He's quasi in the heat to try and suffuse his heat dispersal with the campfire so that it's harder for him to be detected. It may or may not be working, he doesn't know. So, based on all that, where do you prefer to sleep? Inside or outside the campfire light? And give me a cardinal direction.
Outside,
Okay.
I think would be best because I also have the infravision.
You have superior infravision, in fact.
Yes.
And directionality? Cassie's north, John is northeast, Yelron is east, but they're inside. Ecroromede is south.
Southeast?
Alright, allowed. And watch schedule, you're still out. Tracking formation, we don't need to update yet. Okay. So, this is good with everyone. I can proceed.
Yep.
So, southeast puts you over there, which... Shit. You failed your perception check?
Yep.
Yeah, you did. Ow. Cassie's over there. She's over to the north. John's over there. Yoron's over there. Okay, I'm going to give you one more perception check. Roll it.
Roll
Roll
it good. Roll it good. Oh, come on. Woohoo! I rolled a 4.
Okay.
And I have a 14.
You wake up to a smell. It is a foul, rancid smell of some dead meat off of the muzzle of an animal as you open your eyes, and there is a giant bear creature that is right next to you. Holy fuck, how did it get there? Options. Ecroromede, you're asleep. I'm sorry.
I'm asleep.
I scurry and try to hide.
It's right there. What are you gonna do? Like dive under the wagon and cover your eyes, and it doesn't see you if you don't see it?
Can I kibitz?
Sure, I will allow kibitz.
Evade and scream.
Yeah, pretty much.
Evade and scream.
Evasion. You're
Okay.
running away to the fastest of your abilities, dodging.
I will let. Yeah, that's basically what I was looking for.
Yep.
Trying to run and hide. I'm trying to find someone to run away to.
Alright, well, in this case, this thing's probably gonna trace you because. Oh, dinner! Oh, dinner's running away. Let me catch it. So, yes. Roll a d6 for evasion, Velvin, as you are the next contestant on Who's in Most Danger.
Nice. Oh, they're falling off the table. I rolled a 3.
You rolled a 3. The party has initiative. Roll 1d6.
Me again?
Yes. This is your evasion.
I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1. Your armor class is normally 5. You rolled a 1, but you're also a assassin. I know, spoiler. So that makes a 3, which means your armor class is effectively 2 this round, as opposed to 5.
Okay, Gina, anyone can evade, and that helps their armor class by 1 to 6. So a d6
yes, you had told me that. Yep.
But thieves and assassins get d6 plus 2. So
Very
your
nice.
d6 was a 1, plus 2 is 3. So for this round, your armor class is 3 steps better than normal.
You
Nice.
are armor class 2. Okay.
That should help.
So you're evading. Here, I'm just going to put it in for you. Velvin, evade.
So which channel is that in? Actions.
Actions for the round, yeah.
Okay.
I tried to keep them kind of different from the other things so it wouldn't get confused. Okay. Mead waking up, or going to be waking up. You'll get a perception check at the end of the round, Mead.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. This thing tries to grab its dinner before its dinner gets away. It attacks as a monster of this many hit dice. You are armor class 2 this round. Oops. Ooh. Ooh. Ouchie. Yeah, that's not good. You are struck for 5 points of damage. Ouch.
That's half.
That's, yeah. Okay, so yes, that is half your hit points. I need you to dice
Roll
percentage.
yes.
System shock.
Percentage. I need to roll a percentage now. Okay. And I rolled 38.
38. You successfully pass your system shock. Ow. And the gorilla bear roars, and yeah, that's what it is. I'm sorry, I just said the name. Anywho. At this point, something whizzes past you and sinks... Does it? Oh, yeah. And sinks into the gorilla bear's eye. 1 second, please. That, plus that, plus that. And it goes down.
Oh, wow. That was impressive.
At this point, Cassie gets up. She's got her sword up, and she's whispering to it. John and Ecroromede can give me their options to the round, as I need to check these things morale. One just went down in a single hit. They're not stupid. But apparently they are brave. So John...
Dungeon Master.
Okay. Yeah, Ecroromede, I'll need a perception check from you.
I rolled a 2. Yes.
Right. So the other 3 at this point are moving on up, Velvin. You can see their heat signatures thanks to your infravision. Clyde, you're over there to the... Not Clyde, Ecroromede, you're over there to the there. Do they see you? No? No. Definitely not. 1 second, phone buzzed. Okay. So they're probably going for the campfire this time. That one saw you, Velvin, because it almost stepped on you. And it's like, wait, what's that? Alright, so this is new round 2.
Round 2, eh?
You have a new option this round if you'd like. There are 3 of these things. One of them struck you and almost made you system shock.
Okay, I'm going to continue to run away from them.
Alright, so that's just evade. Type it in.
Yep, evade.
Alright. Okay. So, initiative roll, please, party.
I got it. With the big 5.
Nice. Party has initiative. Ecroromede. I keep trying to say Clyde. You have A, B, and C in front of you.
Which one is closest to party members?
C. That would be closest to Velvin.
Both shots on C.
Alright, roll to hit, roll to hit.
8 and a crit.
8 and a crit, okay.
I'm +2 for the 8 for high dex, so that's a 10 and a crit.
10 at... You attack at 9th now. Hits that armor
10,
class.
Oh yeah, 9th fighter.
So that hits, and the crit you made dice percentage for.
24, I believe.
Triple damage. D6.
Okay, the hit for 4, and the critical hit, shit, for 1.
Alright, 1 tripled, it's 3, 4, 7. Okay.
7, and Dungeon Master. Assassination, or are these 2 alien, or what?
You didn't mention trying to assassinate, my man. I gotta hold you to that.
Okay.
That being said, you can still magic missile this round because you didn't try to assassinate.
Dungeon Master, that's still a backstab. So
that's a good point.
7 becomes 29.
Wow.
Yeah.
No visible back, but you know what? I will allow it.
They didn't see it coming. It's the same as if I were invisible and standing right in front of them. They don't see it coming, so I get to score. Yeah.
This is fair enough, I suppose. I might have to revisit that, but yeah, sure, I'll allow it. That thing gets to system shock. It passes.
Okay, it's still up, and it gets the full barrage.
Yeah, you begin to cast. The creature is moving to attack. You get to dice your damage as they break the campfire light.
14. 8. I came close to max with a solid 20 hit points of damage.
You blast that thing so full of green shit, chunks of it are still flying off to this day. It goes below -20 from that. So, that happened. That's 2 down, 2 to go. Alright, A, John, B, Cassie, Velvin, they seem to be going for the people that were in the firelight. Yalron is hanging back from what it looks like.
I'm now in the darkness.
Yep, you're in the darkness.
And safe enough distance.
They're not pursuing you at this point. The orcs are making noises and shuffling around and stuff.
So can I now hide and attack with my bow?
Well, what are you doing?
I can only do one right now.
Well, if you want to try and hide, like, you'll try and find, like, a tree or something to hide behind. Or you can, okay, I draw forth my bow and I thing. Or it can be like, okay, I go find a nice covered spot, maybe a tree to climb, and then I string my bow. The more complicated your action is, the longer it takes to do, obviously.
Yep. Okay. Well, if they're going after the people in the fire, I'll just shoot them.
Alright, so you draw forth your bow, you will get 1 shot at the end of the round. Alright, and let's get started. Cassie's on A. Someone, or I can do it if you'd like, roll for Cassie.
I'll roll. 12.
12. Okay, Cassie, I'll need to check you in a second, but I apologize. I gotta do that thing on my phone, but that's it for tonight. See, I knew tonight was gonna be fun.
Yeah.
That is the wrong thing.
I only almost died, so that's good.
Yeah.
I need to check something really quick. I apologize.
That's
Cassie,
okay.
that 12 is almost definitely gonna hit, though.
Okay, short sword versus large, right?
Yep.
2 plus Cassie. And I'm going to go for a smoke while you do that phone thing.
Aha, yes, I didn't mess it up. Okay.
So if you fail the system shock, you die, right?
You fall unconscious.
Oh, okay.
Even though you're actually at above 0 hit points, you're just too much damage at once. Your body shuts down. Okay,
Oh,
2
your
plus
hit points
bonuses.
still stay the same?
So you take
Oh.
damage, right? Say you've got 10 hit points, you take 5. You still have those 5 hit points, but because you took so much at once from one
Yeah.
thing, it's kind of like a defense mechanism of going into
Basically,
shock.
passing out from
hmm
too much pain.
Now, if 2 people hit you for 3 and then 2, it's like, ow, ow, but you're still up.
Yeah.
But when one thing hits you for 5, it's a whole gosh.
And anytime it hits you for half of your hit points, right?
Half or greater. Okay, that was
Yep.
2 plus bonuses as a Cassie becomes a... There. Right. This thing tries to attack Cassie. That isn't that. What does this thing need to hit Cassie? Cassie's armor class is there right now because of her thing. That is insufficient to even get close to Cassie. Alright. Gina, why don't you roll for John?
For John?
John King.
I rolled a 13.
You rolled a 13. That's not bad. John with a 13 hits, dice damage. It is a longsword he is using, which is a D12. Plus bonuses.
D12.
Longswords are very good swords.
8.
8 points of damage plus John's bonuses. Haha. Puts it to there. Jeez.
Did you say he's large?
Well, John is not large. These creatures are large.
Oh, okay.
They are
okay.
giant gorilla bears.
Giant gorilla bears, damn.
Alright. Well, technically they're just gorilla bears, but they're large-sized. Anywho, so Cassie and her gorilla have had her thing. The gorilla tries to attack John. That might actually just hit him. His armor class is there. I'll be damned, that hits. The creature smacks at John and rears back and screams, clutching at its arm. Alright, 1 second, let me mark that down. At this point, Cassie, you're due for your second attack.
Okay. 7 plus Cassie.
7 plus Cassie. That's almost definitely gonna hit. Yeah, that hits.
5 plus Cassie.
5 plus Cassie's bonuses. Cassie is 5 plus that becomes that. Alright, and Cassie, this thing tries to hit you. That's just straight up a miss. John, you get your second attack.
You want me to roll that too again?
Just a d20. Roll to hit.
Yep. 7.
7. John, that might not hit. You're good, but not that. Holy shit, John, you are that good. Dice damage.
Oh, jeez. D12 again, right?
Yep, d12. They are still large.
6.
6 plus bonuses. Yeah, they're large, but you're cutting them down to size pretty quickly. Both of those are still up, however. At this point, you can take your shot. A or B, Velvin?
Which one has the party been beating up the most?
Well, Cassie's on A, and John's at B.
John's
They're
on
both
B.
pretty beaten up.
Okay, I'll shoot at the one that's on John.
Okay, that is B. Did you stack any proficiencies with your bow?
No, I have 1 proficiency, no stacking with the bow.
Okay,
I stacked with the scimitar.
Okay, so you're attacking at first level. You may roll to hit.
19.
That hits dice damage. D6.
D6. 5.
5 points of damage. Nice. And the arrow thunks into the side of it and like into its back, and it roars. And at this point, well, unsurprisingly, these things just went from near maximum hit points to near minimum hit points, and both of them are fleeing at top speed. Parting shots, if the party wishes, or other actions.
I wish parting shot.
Yes, I would like to, at the one that I was already shooting at.
Okay, so you can mark off that. And Ecroromede, what is your parting shot?
Sword.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you should be able to get a parting shot on one of them.
9 before bonuses.
Okay, yeah, that will hit Ecroromede. Velvin, you can get that bow attack.
16.
That hits dicey damage.
1.
I'll cover you in a second. That's actually pretty funny. Ecroromede, you killed it.
14 hit points of damage.
That kills it. And Velvin, you kill it too. I'm not even joking. You have 1 goddamn hit point left.
I dropped him with that last arrow.
You did.
I feel
And
like a
party.
hero.
The 4 gorilla
feel like
bears
a
lay
hero.
dead. The orcs are swarming around at this point. They had gotten like swords and stuff out and were gonna come help y'all maybe. They were hanging back, but yes, we're here. Look at us. Ah.
And we're like, yes, we didn't need your help.
Yes.
But I'm pretty bloodied and battered, so I'm hurting.
You should bind your wounds.
Yes.
I don't
Velvin.
have any bandages.
Oof.
Okay. See John and Cassie. See if they have bandages.
I walk over to John and ask if he happens to have any bandages he would let me have.
He does. He'll help you bind your wounds. 1 hit point restored. Yep. Skip.
And Dungeon Master, I'll tell the orcs in Orcish, since I don't know how many of them do or do not understand common. Fresh meat. See that it gets taken care of.
They will cover. Yeah. They'll. Yeah.
Yeah, fresh meat. God damn it! And I don't know what these things are. 400 or 500 pounds each.
Yep. No. That's the party's food. Oh, the tribe's food for tomorrow.
That
Whatever
yeah,
they can carry.
that's
Mm-hmm. Look, like manna from the heaven, gorilla bears charge from the forest. Alright. Anything else of interest happened that night? Let's check. Nope. John's watch passes over to Cassie, passes over to Ecroromede, and for the rest of that night, nothing of interest happens. Morning comes, light shines upon Denalia, day 242. The orcs have had at the gorilla bear meat for breakfast, and they'll continue to have at it for the rest of the day. Now, Ecroromede, you aren't setting out with your tribe just yet. You're actually waiting for merchants, aren't you?
Yeah, we're waiting a bit, because I'm sure word got around fast in Corngard that, wow, there's a horde of orcs out there, and yeah, there's a lord leading them, and he's loyal to the crown, and he needs merchants with food.
Now, how many people show up and the quality of their wares, that's what the dice just determined. It's a decent enough crowd. Not a lot of people want to go outside city limits to trade with orcs, even when they're led by a lord type of deal, but you'll find decent enough supplies. There is a slight increase in the cost of items, depending on what you're trying to buy. So, what's that shopping list?
Well, wagons and horses.
Alright. Well, wagons, they'll go for normal price. 150 already such a scalping price. I'm amazed it exists. Horses, depends how many you're trying to buy. If it's like a dozen, you'll be fine. But any more than that, and they start adding up prices.
Okay. So then, alright, then a dozen horses and half a dozen wagons.
Okay.
Alright,
Draft horses, I assume?
that would be best, but really? Okay. Are you tabulating cost?
Not particularly.
Okay. 12 horses. 6.
You know what? I'm just going to give it to you as a nice gimme, because I don't need to do math right now. It's standard prices.
Okay. Then there's food.
Standard prices for iron rations or standard rations.
How big is my tribe?
Your tribe is about 150 heads of men. About, what was it? Damn it, 60% women, so 75, plus another 150 there, 300, so you're 75. Call it about 400 heads, all things considered.
400. So 400 weeks, standard rations.
400 weeks of standard rations. Okay, that might be a bit much. You know, they might not have all of that on hand. This is a city, however.
So I gotta do some math here.
Yeah, well, let me take a look at this. Ration standard 1 week 3. So 3 times 400 is
Okay, so that's
1,200 gold pieces of standard rations.
Let's see, the wagons at 150 each. That's
I'll assign a that % chance they have that, and that's pretty generous. Huh. You're in luck. They have enough. They do have army men and such here, so if they're willing to cut into those supplies a little bit, then that makes sense, I guess.
Okay.
Iron rations, fuck no.
Okay, horse draft, 30 gold pieces each. 30 times 12 is 360.
Mm-hmm.
160. Okay, feed for the horses, a week's worth. That should be under provisions, isn't it?
Something like that. Grain,
that's
horse meal, 1 day, so a week is 7 silver pieces times all the different horses.
12, 20 horses. 20 times a silver is a gold. And so 2
7
weeks
golds.
worth. 2 weeks worth. So
14 gold.
14 gold. Okay, so that takes care of food for the tribe, the horses. Water we can reprovision along the way. That's going to give us a wagon train. And Dungeon Master odds and ends. Shit like, you know, the chieftain sends a runner. Oh, can we get such and such?
Mm-hmm.
Can we get such and such? And I'm thinking like 100 gold piece of miscellaneous crap that he's asking for.
Sounds
right?
good.
And I'm not overlooking anything serious here. So, all right, 21. 22, 2560, 2574, 74, and I'll round that up to 26 for other odds and ends and shit. So 26,000.
2,600, you mean? I assume you don't mean
Oh
26,000.
yeah, 2,600.
Just a base 10 error.
Okay. So Dungeon Master, I will mark off 26 100 gold piece gems.
Mm-hmm. Digging through that bag of yours.
Yep. I had 35 of those bastards.
Yeah, Velvin, Ecroromede has this bag, you know, he opens it up, it's a small thing, you know, pretty common for people to keep coins or gem in, and he reaches his hand in, and then he reaches in his arm, and then it goes down up to his shoulder into this bag that's about a foot deep, by the looks of it.
It's a magical bag.
Yeah.
And pulls out a big old handful of gems. 2,600 of them?
26 gems.
Yep.
26 gems. Oh, they're $100 each, yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I will pay the merchants.
I'm quite impressed by his wealth.
Yeah, dude has a lot of money, and yet at the same time, instead of hiring goons, he had to go ahead and find orcs. Then again, there were bonuses and takebacks from all options.
Orcs are better.
Well, for one thing, they're immune to the miasma, so there you go. That's a huge thing right there. Okay. And yeah, please see in character chat parties. I forgot to mention that, but that's something y'all should have noticed.
Yelron retrieved a dagger from the... I figured that was her that threw that. I have a gorilla bear before the orcs drug it off last night. Okay, that being said, the orcs might not care for standard rations, but it's food.
It is
and
food.
I'm sure
they can supplement it with gorilla bear meat.
Yeah. So, anything heavy they've got, like the treasure, I'm sure they would have had that in sacks or small chests or whatever. They no longer have to carry that shit. And the children and women, to a certain extent, can be loaded onto those other 6 wagons.
Yep, that means we'll have to adjust formations. Are the other 6 wagons staying a little bit back, as I've had them been doing?
A little bit back, and they'll have to get a crash course in driving them. You know, so I'll get with the chief and the shaman, and hey, yeah, I got wagons, and some of our boys have got to have some skill, you know. And if they don't, then I will give them a crash course, and this is the brake to make the wagon stop so it doesn't crush the horses when you pull back on the reins. show them how to flip the reins to get the horses to move. And of course, it's only 2 horses per wagon instead of 4 like on the others, but I'll explain. These wagons are not carrying catapults. So, and besides, that'll be easier for first-time drivers.
Yeah. Oh, Chief is definitely taking one of the wagons to sit in, though.
That's fine. He's the chief. I expect he would probably want to keep his chief lieutenants and his shaman with him. So I imagine they're in wagon number 3.
I would like to offer to drive wagon number 3 for them.
If they're up for that, that's fine.
They say something to you in Orcish. 1 second. And yeah, they say something to Ecroromede and Orcish and kind of give a kind of a laugh at the end there. But yeah, they seem eager to accept it. Alright, so Velvin, I will move you in that formation there. You're gonna have to hold your nose a little bit, but yeah, you should be able to do it.
Are there any cliffs along our travels?
Oh yeah, there's cliffs, ravines, like there's all kinds of stuff. I just figure it ain't worth the time to describe every scene of it.
Okay, well let me know if we come across any steep rocky cliffs along the roadside along the way.
Yeah, you're not planning on wrecking my wagon and killing me.
No. I was actually trying to be nice, but then I realized my mistake that the orcs were the ones torturing me before, but...
Yeah. Okay, moving on forward.
Okay, that's going to be 8 and...
I'm a first-time driver. I just lost control.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got those animals recorded. I don't know if we're going to need to reprovision before we get there or not. A week was a guess, but we'll see.
All right.
All right,
So,
Dungeon Master. With that, we've concluded business with the merchants. I'll thank them for their trade. And we will get the orcs loaded up as best we can, and drivers with their beginning courses. And yeah, again, 6 wagons, and the chief and the elites are taking one of them, so that's 5 wagons for the children. Probably not going to be able to get them all on there, but we can at least get the smallest children on there.
The weakest, the piddliest. The 2 miles per hour rate works okay. You could try bumping it to 3. I'll just have to check for exhaustion and animals dropping dead and shit. What's the worst that can happen?
No, we're going to keep it to 2. Yeah. 2 miles an hour, because...
Well, here's the thing. You're close to the city now. You obviously don't intend to take your horde through the city. That would only end disastrously.
Right. So, yes, at this point, once we're hitting the... Is it 5? Are we hitting the farmlands at 5 miles?
Roughly at that point, yeah.
Okay. Then, once they're all mounted up, we're going to detour around the city. Let me look at the map. So I say this correctly.
So after I got bandaged, I gained a hit point back.
Yeah.
Did I gain another hit point back after we finished resting for the night?
No, because it wasn't a full night's rest. You kind of got interrupted when you were attacked by gorilla bears.
Okay. Yep.
Basically, if you get 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep, that's like good and restful, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, Dungeon Master. We're going to stay about 5 miles from the outer wall, trying not to destroy any crops or farmland. And we will begin skirting south around Corngard.
Skirting south, heading towards the Stronghold Road, I presume?
Correct.
Alright, so let me do some math. That is that to there, down to there, about there to there. That's actually pretty easy. That's 2 and 2. 2 squared 4, 8. Square root of 8 is 2.8 roughly. Times 5 is 10.4. 10.5, call it easy. Now, obviously, your movement rate is just going to have to be lower around here because there is no road.
Yeah.
But I figure you want to try for like 1.5 miles per hour type of deal.
Well, again, a lot of times farmers have a cleared area outside of their crop where they've removed the trees and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there should be passable terrain, and I know it's not paved and smooth, but it's not going to be like we're fighting our way through the tree line.
Mm-hmm. So you're trying for 2 or 1.5 or 1?
We'll go 1.5.
Okay.
I think we can manage that. That's still under walking speed.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And again, we've got the weakest in the wagons, so yeah.
Okay. So let's do some dice rolls first.
And they're well fed now. They are well fed. So.
Dang it! Another encounter. Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
Dungeon Master, by the way, I forgot to say it, but obviously reload my crossbow. Let me check for those bolts.
Yep, I will allow that.
Okay, and I also forgot to say it, but I'll wait till lunch to get my spell back.
Okay. Well, the party and orcs, you see people, obviously, as you travel.
Okay.
Some are, the farmers, of course, guards for the farmers. So these people are out in the miasma, so they've got different people that would be with them with crystals, or they themselves have crystals.
Okay.
There's a couple travelers, even. Like, there's this human guy, chainmail, hammer, and he sees something. Like, he sees this horde of orcs and skirts right the hell around that. There's this half-elf, she's in, like, gray robes and such, and like everyone else, she's deviating around. There's this dwarf that... I shouldn't have to go down the list. The point is, there's people. They avoid you.
Yes. Yes, they
okay. Anything else? Nope, I'll get there. Huh. Alright, well, let me do some math now. So the first, that pass without thing, that becomes there. 1 second. The next, that goes to there. So at about lunchtime, the party is nearly clear of the area around Corngard.
Oh, good. Then, in that case, if we've got the road in sight, we'll stop for lunch.
Alright. Yeah, no. A much smaller distance than trying to cover Cretopia. You'll notice that Corngard is maybe 2/3 of the size of it. Less.
And I'm sure that occasionally we see clusters of guards on the outer wall.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, no, they're definitely keeping an eye on you.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, lunch passes that encounter. And that last hour the party needed to travel to get to the road passes that encounter, making it about 4 p.m. when party has reached the 5-mile point outside of Corngard.
Okay, and Dungeon Master, I did get that magic missile spell back at lunch.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay,
Alright.
and I'm marking off another dinner.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As to be expected based on the circle size, Stronghill is probably more of a town than a city.
Okay.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry, Gina, I'm forgetting your character's name. I'm getting kind of tired here.
It's okay, it's Velvin.
Velvin. Hey, Velvin, look! Out in the distance, you can see a cliff. Stronghill. It's a human town / city / fortress built on top of a pretty tall hill. One of the tallest hills in the surrounding area. Very good fortified position. So yeah, if you can get your wagon up there, you can definitely drive it off the edge of that. That being said, like I said before, this is mostly flatlands here.
Mm-hmm.
Great
Yeah,
swaths of trees here and there.
Too many mountains with a wagon.
Mm-hmm. Hey, maybe y'all can stop in Morg. That's an idea.
Yeah. From what I hear, we're going to Isengard.
Taking the hobbits to Isengard. Alright. Party it is 10:54. I'm getting pretty tired. How fast do you want to go through this, or do you want to stop here, or do you want to try and get to the next big town city thing?
Well, if you're getting tired, we should probably stop.
I feel like we're so close, though. I can actually see Mead's thing on my map because I'm zoomed out far enough.
Yeah, it sounds like we're still a ways away, though. If there's any more of those gorilla bears or anything.
In that case, 5 miles outside of...
Foreign Guard. And only 10 miles outside of Strong Hill.
Pretty close together. Yeah, some of the cities of Denali are just kind of clustered. That's how they deal. When your cities aren't built around geographical considerations as much as, hey, there's a crystal here, we can live here. Things like that tend to happen.
What's the next one? Dry Safe?
Yes, Dry Safe. Formerly what used to be one of the last towns outside of, the desert. And now the desert's kind of receding, and it's like, alright, do we rename our... But that's like an actual proper village. You see how tiny that thing is?
Yeah.
Alright, time is done. I'm gonna kill recording here, I think. Yeah, I'm tired. Night, YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Leave.
Okay.